And hello, welcome. As we shall start another game of Eberron. Let me just grab some of that background music and try my best to bring it down. There we go. So, today the cards are dealt, and we have with us Puma playing Sparks, a Warforged Artificer. We also have Lugnut playing Tor, the Shifter Ranger Gloomstalker. We also have Ellie playing Vid, our Changeling Bard with multiple personality syndrome. And we also have with us, if he's getting back to his chair now, Renset playing Croc, a kobold warlock rogue and avenger of the slums. And again, as mentioned before, everyone here has been cursed with the gem, which helps unite them, and Torridon's guild in the university area, Morgrave University, is effectively trying to figure out what this gem is, as well as working as an adventuring guild with a common bond to help build funds to find out more and, give them some sort of livelihood as they try to figure out what this curse is. They come from all walks of life, but somehow they've come across this cursed gem. And, guys, for the record, I am changing it from a die 6 rounds to a die 4 rounds of disappearance. As I felt our rounds do go by a little slow, so I figured we're going to change it to a die 4 instead of a die 6. So on your character sheets where you've got the spot for rolling a 1, I'm going to change it to a die 4, still plus 1, right? Because it's going to take that extra round to travel through the gem to meet up with your colleagues. So that's what I've described on. And also, if there are gaming geeks in the channel wondering how we're doing our experience, we're actually doing a session-based experience system. It's talked about in the DMG. It's based on and I do believe Xanther's Guide goes into it more. I can't remember, but we're not doing it as in depth as that. It's just a simple point system, so many points to get to the next level. And if they're here for a full session, they get 2 points. But if they're not able to make a session, they get 1 point. And for example, for them to go from 5th level to 6th level, they will need 6 points. So in true fact, at this stage, 3 sessions can get you your next level. At 8th, the number changes, and then at 12, every multiple of 4, that number increases to lengthen out the growth, which allows the characters to role play more than kill play for their experience, in a way of speaking. So, speaking of kill play, you guys are all here for your own reasons, and Croc, you guys are familiar with Croc, so briefly, could you guys, for the studio audience, as well as for each other, even though the three cards down below have played together, quickly go over your characters briefly, especially what is known about you that much, in a way speaking. And we will start with Croc, Renset. We'll start with you first, as you can briefly tell what these guys might know about your character and all that as well. They would be safe to know, during the day he's a cobalt with a pair of glasses on and a little cowlick, and then at night he's somebody else. No.
Well, I don't know if they might. It depends how long we've known each other, really.
They
know the
they are probably in the same group as those fellow townsfolk that pretend they don't know that It's like, where he could be.
Let's see, he's about 2.5 feet tall.
That's and Canadian favoritism.
He's about 2.5 feet tall, so he's kind of I guess, average height for a kobold. He's dark scaled with a little bit of purple highlighting on it. They would have noticed that if the light catches the scales on a certain angle, there is a distinctive pattern to it that probably one of the party at least would semi-recognize. He's wearing an aberrant mark that is reminiscent of the shadow dragon mark, but not quite.
And as I jokingly say, the true dragon marks are the Celtic knotwork style tattoos. The aberrant one is that urban jungle kind of tattoo that's got the spikies all over it. It's got all the line patterns. That's the way it's, if you think about it from a modernist point of view, he's got a spiky version of the shadow. It's an aberrant tattoo. He's a kobold, you see.
It is rather obvious that he's a little bit touched. He's a warlock, so he's has some rather unique mannerisms about himself. He is a little bit taken with defending the underdog. In his past, there were a few incidences where he sort of stood up against some of the local gangs and local crime bosses. When he thought they were taking advantage of people, like, clearing out some of the, I guess, the child work factories, which got him a bad reputation higher up in the tier of Sharn. But unbeknownst to him, the fact that he's doing this on the sly isn't really as much on the sly that he thinks it is. Most of the locals in the slums area pretty much know who's doing it. He's just sort of hopeful that the higher up the chain, they aren't aware of exactly who's doing it. Other than that, yeah, he's your average little kobold as far as he's concerned.
And your anonymity is the Boromore clan, the oldest and most powerful criminal organization in Sharn.
This ain't the Havling family mafia, is it?
I do believe so.
Oh, okay.
Dominates gambling, theft, smuggling, including the Dream Leech Aid. Oh, that's something. There we go. Governs the wide network of lesser gangs and crime lords reaching across Sharn. Has halflings in many leadership roles, but include members of other races. And they have another group that's coming in that's causing them problem, which would also be someone that you have not yet pissed off enough.
Enough.
Dask. Another, maybe targeted by Dask, which is something we'll talk about later. Dask are led by monsters from the land of Jerome. Remember, Jerome is more hobgoblin and all that stuff, but there's another criminal clan coming in called the Dask. This is all you know because you're fighting the crime lords, But that is what you've got. And that being said, so that is him. Where is I'm getting my right windows here. And then, that being said, we now slide down, not doing any kind of Canadian favoritism at all. Ellie, tell me about your character next.
So my character is a changeling, named Vid. They primarily use they, them pronouns. When they're in their changeling form, they're very androgynous. Just, standard gray skin, light-colored hair. Very, very often likes to be very showy. Likes to put on a show, has clothes that sparkles and glitters with minor illusions. Likes to use those light prestidigitation type spells. They have other personalities that you're aware of. Some of them come out more often than others. So the ones people would be most familiar with would probably be Colère. That there is a human girl. She's really, really angry all the time. And she is downright mean. When she's out, she needs to be calmed down. to get out of that emotional state. But yeah, she's mostly just really, really angry. Looks like basically looks like the most human version of Vid, and definitely female. The other one that you would probably be most familiar with is the half-orc, Gotzi, who tends to be very kind and giving and generous, and really comes out when there's like pure joy, like absolute bliss almost. And she also really likes to spread joy, like whenever she can. The other two you've probably seen a little bit, but definitely not as much. You have Par Harath, or Par. He is a Kalashtar appearing individual, and he comes out typically when Vid is scared, like terrified. He isn't very talkative and like doesn't trust anybody. Like he's very disconnected from everything around him, really. Like he becomes very analytical. It's all about survival and getting out of the situation that is scary. And then the other one is Trist, who's an elf, and he often comes out when Vid is really, really sad. Something tragic could happen, something particularly distressing in that regard. He'll come out and he tries to play off that he's okay whenever he's sad, but he's really bad at it, and he's clearly sad and like just. And again, so this play with emotions is a bit of a jump around for these different characters.
Alrighty.
It's all one character.
And your class is a bard. All right.
Yes, I'm a bard. I tell tales and play instruments. I play a harp, basically like a lyre, and I have a frame drum on my hip. And usually my more angry and or malicious things, I'm using the drum. And usually my kinder actions are played with the harp or my voice. I do sing, and I less sing, more strongly tell tales. Vid calls it word weaving. That's what Vid learned it as before realizing that there was bardic magic involved.
And now we go to Tor, played by Lugnut, our shifter ranger that doesn't want to shift.
In all honesty, I might have to go back and watch the last episode to actually write down my background. I made it up on the fly. The only thing I remember is that in one of my old groups, I disappeared, and I came back to the group shifted, and they attacked me for it. So I don't work well with people. Like I have that little inkling that if I shift, they're gonna attack me. So I don't shift unless absolutely necessary. Just because I don't like being attacked by my friends, okay? I was the only one that came back from that too, so...
And then we have Sparks, the Warforge Artificer, played by Puma.
Okay, well, Sparks is kind of a unique Warforge.
Everyone here is unique, if you noticed.
Yeah. Well, Sparks
Warforge
used to be a human, and now he's a human Warforge combination.
Game mechanic wise, he's just a Warforge. Shh.
The artificer.
Okay, what I just imagined was entirely inappropriate.
Oh my!
How do you get half orcs? A human and an orc. How do you get
See,
a toy and a human?
I just thought as he used to be a human. He used to have there used to be a Warforge. The Warforge no longer has that soul. Human soul.
Yes. I remember the magic
Morningland? Yeah.
That is. Sparks, the Warforge, went to protect his artificer, and they ended up melding together as into one. So that's how my character is. So he's
And he's probably the only forge that actually does have the title De Kenneth, because the artificer was a dragon marked character of that house. Not anymore. The mark didn't go, but the who he was still does. Yeah. So that is our unique group. And then we have the somewhat distracted Torridon. He has not been cursed by the Dragon Fang, but his very young wife was, and she's disappeared and has not come back. She's the only case so far. Some people have disappeared for days, months, hours, but that's about the longest they've had, with the exception of one other person in this group, but that's something else. That
Quick question for you.
Yeah.
Is there any reason you listed them in that order? You started with the middle time period,
Yep.
with the long, and then with the short.
I did that to bother the analytically minded individuals. It worked. But yes, so, and it's been his study now as he's found other people. He also put together the 6-foot recreation of one of them gems that's in this section of the guild hall that's closed off. It's part of the library. It was supposed to be a rendition in the Moorgrave University library, but it's now closed off to you guys, the guildies. But you've all been attuned to it, and if you disappear to wherever you disappear to, when you come back to this stone, and through that stone, you can then travel to anyone else that's linked to that stone, hence the traveling around, and also the mystery of what's going on, and the cool tool for a DM for drop in and drop out kind of playability. But it's also another reason because before, wherever you disappeared, you would reappear in that same spot, and as mentioned before, there was a guild member who was on an airship when he disappeared. 2 hours later, he fell to his death from said spot in the sky without an airship underneath him. So those are the things, and they're still trying to figure that out, and that's what led to a simple go to a bar, find out an informant, and bring that informant back so they could get some information. Now, that could have been knock the person out, drug them, whatever it was needed, or hey, come back, we want to talk. But the bloodbath that ensued and the town watch that came afterwards, Torridon, effectively you guys were able to rest for the evening, or you decided not to come back to the guild hall for that night, or maybe you were lucky enough to disappear and not have any memory for a moment. But all being said, you guys have all been called to the guild hall again, because apparently Torridon wants to talk to you. Unfortunately, he did try to get a hold of VitRabbit's character. Doopy-doop, just grabbing that name. We'll go pop. Yeah. Natina. But she luckily has just a... frame drop. Thank you, OBS. But conveniently, she's disappeared. Now, with her ability to hide normally, we don't know if she's actually disappeared due to the gem or she's just hiding out of fear at this moment. We don't know. But, alrighty. I blame Puma shin kicking me.
I mean, I was the only one out of that group that didn't make it.
Yeah. Cinnabite in a sushi bar. I just pictured Pinhead with sushi stuck on each pin. Okay, so, and now for you, Croc, you could be popping into existence, or you are available for the summons. Your choice there, Renset. How Croc shows up. Either he pops into existence and is conveniently there for this, or not. Or you just were close enough that he asked for your help on this mission.
Yeah, it could have been close enough.
Okay. Yep. Okay, we've got all this. Yes, that's that. And and notes. Nope. NPCs. Voink. All right. You guys are effectively.
Have we
Oh,
been able to have a rest? Like a
Oh yeah, everything's considered full rest, meaning all your hit points are back. Did you burn any hit dice? I don't think you did. But if you did, you would gain half back your hit dice of your total. But I don't think anyone burnt any hit dice. So you're back to full health, and all spells are back. So yeah. And I've lost my window. There we are. There we are. Okay. So Torridon is kind of in the room. Again, this is a 2-story library section of the room, but it's got a catwalk. The second story isn't a proper second story. It's just got a catwalk around the edges of the wall for the books, and one of those slidey ladder things as well that you can slide to go across. So it's basically a 2-story library room, but there isn't a second story floor per se. And in the center of this room, suspended magically, is the crystal that just kind of rotates nicely and sends those nice purpley glow around the books and all that stuff that are here. Torridon is in there. He's got a book in one hand as he's kind of wandering around. His other hand is twirling some of his hair with his finger as he's just kind of thinking, and he's rocking a little bit as he's looking at the book. You also notice somebody in the Watch's Guard uniform is standing there, yet he's got basically Breland's symbol is a bear with some all that. He's got the bear motif on the tabar. The Watch have the Spanish-style helmets that go down to here with the slits for the eyes, those type of ones. And he's got a little bit of the side on here, but his has got a little bit more design, like there's a kind of a bear little motif and the little with wings kind of thing, so it looks more proper. And he's actually got a plume, a white plume on the top of the helmet that comes down, and he also has a bit of the tabar he's got on, and his sword seems to be very ornate, if not magical, that is at his side. He's also got a chain from the sword. Like he's got a chain that hangs on the sword and hooks it back up to the sword as well. It's got a little bit of a chain that hangs on that sword for some reason. It's no bigger than a long sword that's on his side. And he's got a slight 8 o'clock shadow stubble on him, and it seems to be dark hair, or the way his skin is kind of shows that it's like a darker skin type, like a darker kind of hair thing. And he does have more either a farmer's tan or a little bit of an olive complexion about him. Olive brown, that is, not olive green. In fantasy worlds, you do have to specify. But he is... steel doesn't exist. I don't think I have the steel command in there. And for that's my chat going on the side there. So he's standing here, and as you guys walk in, Torridon goes, so guys, I guess he hasn't made eye contact with you. He's still looking at the book. I guess you know why you've been called here. Well, with the exception of you, Croc. You were just called here because we needed someone here, Croc. I mean, especially with your skill set as well, and your contacts. I mean, that would be. Yeah. So we got a bunch to talk about. This is Chief Inspector Garant. Yeah, you guys kind of screwed up. You got a bit of a tough going. Apparently, though, you guys you guys did pretty good at trying to sneak out of there and not get noticed. With the exception of give me 1 second. Gorax. Apparently, you guys were all guilty by association as, Gorax wasn't that stealthy. But that's not the point. That the fact that you got caught, and that's bad. What you did was bad. You all know that. Okay?
Dog starts sidestepping away from the other people. But I'd like to point out, I was not with them.
In our defense, Torden, we were self-defending ourselves. They attacked first.
The Null attacked first.
Well. Maybe what had to be said was maybe the fact that give me a second. I'm gonna give you guys a. Oops, no, just ignore that next actor. All right, give me a second, guys. I'm trying to give you a full rest.
Why is Vid making death saving throws?
You're dying, Vid.
Death saving throw.
Why are you dying?
I don't know.
Did you put your max HP in your wounded tab?
I think you might have.
Yes, I did. Whoops.
There we go. Rest. A long rest. There we go. So long rest should have fixed up everybody that needed to be fixed up. All right. So, anyways, he is continuing in his jabbering way. He's going on, and he's basically saying that effectively, the fact that maybe you were in the clear, would it be nice if you had stepped behind to explain that to maybe some of the people on the watch?
We had a mission to finish.
And we'll get to that. So, effectively, consider crimes of the past being washed away if you help out. If we help out Mr. Chief Inspector Garant, help the watch out on a mission. You see, what was going on apparently is.
See, what happened was. Okay.
What happened was.
I don't know.
Sorry. So, yeah.
Wait, does he want a retelling of the events?
Actually,
I will do that.
I mean, they were the last one in the bar.
Actually, yes. Lieutenant Garant would like that, actually. So you can do your performance as well to do an uprousing vocal telling of the story with all action and adventure about.
I absolutely do that.
You got it.
Performance. Drag that here, I think. No, I grabbed the wrong thing. This one. There we go. Ta-da!
Ooh. It's a very good story. Very convincing.
I wave some words. I use a little bit of minor illusions.
You get it.
I don't lie.
No. Yep. Okay. All right. That does help. You see that the individual does seem to be taking some mental notes down, like as he's just listening, rubbing his chin a lot, and just kind of listening on to you. He takes his helmet off at this point now. He's got like mousy brown hair, but it's kind of.
Take a really good look at him.
But it basically it's kind of a mousy brown, but compared to the undercut of his hair and the stubble, it looks like his hair was more of a darker, almost black. But now at least the top part of his hair is like a lighter, mousier brown color. So he's got dark, and his eyebrows are darker as well.
Psst. Hey, Serge, your hair dye doesn't match.
No one noticed my hair loss, but look at this nice new flush set of hair.
I think they took it for the wrong spot.
Yeah. All right. No. So effectively, it does look like a slightly bad dye job. Yes, on this guy's hair. He paid for the wrong type of cantrip. It just didn't work. Yeah. And he doesn't want to talk about the small little bard. He's got a 12-inch pianist. That was another mistake that we. Okay, so. Badoom.
Does it whistle while it works?
So, he effectively says that, first off, the bartender was actually a undead under illusion. and there was no license, no property for it, and considered illegal. And the sorcery and bindings were somewhat Karnath in its roots. And for those that are familiar with the war, close to the end, Karnath's troops, they had lost so much, and when the Warforges were being introduced, they started raising their troops and creating undead armies to fight against the Warforges. Of course, now the war's over, they've stopped that practice, no longer making undead troops, but they haven't destroyed or dismantled the ones they created during the war either. But that's a bone of contention right now with all the peace going on. Is that you raising your hand?
Yes.
Okay.
The cobalt hand goes up.
All right.
And you say was? Does that mean the bartender has been decommissioned?
The bouncer of the tavern has.
Oh, not the bartender.
No. The bartender, she's dead too, actually.
You killed the bartender?
She apparently spit poisonous spittle towards the adventurers.
No. She was stabilized, and Sparks carried her away.
Oh, that's right. We had bartender,
Carried
but
her with us.
That's right. So the bartender is currently being detained by the authorities because she's alive.
For spitting acid at us.
Poison.
And for hiring some skeleton.
Exactly. She's being questioned about that, but that's not the concern we have. We have one Knoll that's wounds have been treated, and he's set free, but we're unable to detain him. He was the Knoll that you guys struck first.
In his fighting words?
Was he the one that raised the weapon at us?
No, yeah, he after he had an arrow shoved down his upper torso from the rafters.
The second Knoll, the one that we didn't kill.
Yep, the Knoll that put the hand on the bar, he's dead. But apparently that Knoll,
guilty by association.
That Knoll has a Kenneth lockbox. Sorry, I'm getting my houses back here. The Dwarf House of Securities that does the actual bank vault. Kenneth, give me a second. I'm getting my names mixed up here. I'll get it in a sec. I have it written down somewhere.
Post-it notes, dude.
Post-it notes. I miss on my computer.
Everywhere.
I actually posted it in Discord, I think.
Literally, posted sticky notes on the side of your computer.
I should just do that right here. Just post it. Oh, I need this one.
There we go. Yep. Kundrak. There we go. Yep. Kundarak. Basically, the Knoll had in his possession a safety deposit box key from House Kundarak, which is not uncommon, but he was not a resident of Sharn, and he was also there to meet an elf with a shadow mark.
How do we know this?
Because we were able to get some information as he was very talkative to the fellow prisoner he was in the jail cell with.
Tom?
This is the upper area. You don't deal with the prisons up here. Yes, Tom? But insight for when he says that the person, he basically was very talkative to the person that he shared the cell with.
Yeah,
insight roll for everybody.
His ass.
I think we did enough of that.
Alrighty. Wow. Croc's got there. Anyone else want to do insight? Everyone can, because especially the bard as well, because she's the one that's been talking. Wow, with a 4, you still get a 10. That's pretty good, I have to say. Sparks, y'all good on this one? There we go. So, Croc to shine. You sense there's something about the person like, you don't doubt there was another person in the cell, but conveniently enough, that person...
He was no prisoner.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
He's not lying. He's just not telling us the truth.
It's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. All right. So, because they found this on him, and they just wondered, and out of the 2 dead elves, not the bard, but the other elf that we guess is a scout, did have the shadow mark. Sorry, it's the dragon mark of the shadow on her skin.
That's
and
not illegal.
Both houses are denying her existence. So either she's actually
That's not uncommon.
especially with a House of Shadow. I mean, the 2 organizations, the 2 dragon houses.
If you're caught, you will be disavowed.
So effectively, he was there to talk and trade that key to that person. We couldn't get anything else more, and the person's free to go. Now, apparently I was told that with luck, one of your party is actually an elf with a dragon mark. Now, can we all pause? Look to the cameras. Vit Rabbit, we miss you. All right. So
I shapeshift into Natya's shape.
hey, there you go. There we go. That's why I wasn't too worried. We had a shapeshifter with us, but what they want you to do is to help lessen the impact of the damage done in light of the fact of new information that's come up from your actions. They would like you to try and meet with this Knoll and find out what's going on with the lockbox and basically get more information regarding that.
A Knoll.
Yes.
A lockbox.
Key to the lockbox.
Oh, the key to a lockbox.
Yep. He was supposed to be meeting an elf. For what purposes? Hopefully to give the key to? Thank you, Puma. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So that's what he would like. Because of the fact, also, the tavern that they were in, the Hunter's Mark, you can do a wisdom check. Just a regular wisdom check. Actually, you don't have any of the knowledges, do you? Or stuff like that?
I wasn't giving any none.
No, just a wisdom check for you. The Hunter's, for you, Croc, I should say. Not a saving throw, just a regular.
This isn't 3rd edition or Pathfinder. There are no knowledges.
But not a saving throw.
Just history.
Yeah, not a saving throw. Yeah, that's just history. That's true. Yeah, history. Yeah.
Use a wisdom check. Okay.
Yep. And well, you're familiar with it. It's in the. You're familiar with the name, the Hunter's Mark. You are familiar with because some of your darker ties use the Hunter's Mark as the connection between the slums with the lower level. It's a lower level bar, but
Goblin gang boss.
Is this a history check?
This is just it was more for Croc.
Regional history, knowledge regional, wouldn't it?
There is no
Knowledge
knowledge
local?
regional. There is no knowledge anything. It's just history.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
There's
It's
no knowledges?
no. This is
No,
this
that's
is
wrong
5th edition.
edition.
It's like yeah. In this case, it's just a wisdom check for him because he deals with the connections this way. Puma, like you know what I mean. Like your character isn't familiar with the underground type of thing, but. Also, rogues could also do a roll on this too, but whoa, he is a rogue now. I forgot he grabbed a level.
Survival. No, survival's woodland.
Yeah, and also city can be done as well with this.
So my survival is probably city survival, not woodland survival.
Even though it's tit for tat at this point, it's like I found mushrooms in the woods. Funny, I found mushrooms in the city corners too. All right, so.
They're not as good. Trust me.
Both of them get you stoned.
Oh no, those are the ones at the bottom of the Hunter's Mark.
So, because the area is known for criminal activity, there is a bit of concern of something that was going on. Not to mention the fact there was anger. This Eagle Eye could have been an informant or something because when the name was mentioned. That started the snowball effect of the entire tavern going down, in a way speaking, they know that Eagle Eye may have just been an informant, and from what they could pick up from the knoll, maybe she had given bad information in the past. So you asking, he was just rudely grabbing to say what you knew about her, because he probably wanted to find her too, and then it led to killing everybody. So he was probably just wanting to know what you knew about that person, but then you guys effectively shot the other guy. He did grab you by the throat, very aggressively. That is, you know,
Hurt me. He
it
hurt
was
me.
just, you know, gnolls are like that. What do you know about this? Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to grab you by the throat, but it's instinctual. What did you know about that? Oh, you killed me. Oh, I could have been more social. I'm sorry. Just didn't have the charisma roll. I'm sorry.
I mean, it also didn't help that the other bard insulted my bardic abilities.
Oh yeah.
That didn't help either.
And they were defending the gnolls. They were probably there to meet. See what I mean? Like, it all tumbled all together, right?
We were only gonna kill one of the gnolls. The other gnoll was there.
Why were you going to kill a gnoll?
The one we didn't kill is the one that had the lockbox anyways. I don't see the problem.
Guys, question: why were you guys even at that bar?
We were on a mission to find the Eagle Eye.
Which we did succeed at.
Yes.
At this point, Torridin finally closes the book he was reading. Oh, yeah, Croc. Apparently, Eagle Eye is a known associate that had given, you know the dragon fangs? How sometimes they can pass through other people's hands without the curse activating. Some people got it from a merchant. We were questioning one of the merchants, and his head was cloudy, foggy, can't remember stuff. Maybe spell, maybe psychic, we're not too sure. But his ledger and notes had mentioned an odd purplish gem, which matched the description that he had gotten from an informant called Eagle Eye that had information about this and more stuff. And he has no memory of Eagle Eye, or he knows of the person, has dealt with that person, but does not remember that particular transaction. So we were looking for Eagle Eye, hopefully peacefully come down, let's have a couple of tea. And no, that didn't happen. Unconscious and drugged, resting and waiting to be asked nicely questions.
Drugging her.
You didn't.
Oh, okay.
So you have Eagle Eye.
Yes.
We completed our mission. We brought back Eagle Eye.
Yes.
Alive.
Yes.
Alive.
Yes.
When you
Only
say
a little-
informant,
only a
is
couple
it
wounded, but
Only
alive.
Only a couple flesh wounds.
freelance informant or informant for a particular organization?
As far as we are as far as we know, at this point,
Bardic
Lieutenant
knowledge?
Bardic knowledge. Oh, Bardic knowledge. Sorry. That actually could work. You could be like, since last time you could have been also researching and looking at that. Could be. I just realized that is something you could have kind of looked into a little bit. I think Bardic knowledge is 3.5 though.
It might be.
Yeah. You
I
stopped.
don't
Or
think-
it might be further up the bard chain.
But no, the point being is, as far as they know, she is not a proper informant, and you haven't heard the name.
Well, informant, or like I said, is this an informant or a freelance information broker?
We're going to figure that out. As far as we know, in his ledger,
Informant's one thing,
yeah,
but
in his
broker is totally different.
Well, to be honest, it sounded like the merchant in question was a pawn shop to her.
Yeah.
She'd get items, jewelry, bits and pieces,
Also
and
could just be a generalized thief.
yeah,
Okay, so we're not sure what Eli's is.
yeah, she.
Give me a few minutes. I'll find out. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, little kobold. Give me a few minutes. We will have a talk.
Well, talk.
The shadows just got darker around him when he said that. We will have a talk with her. I will have a talk with her. We will. Oh, that's it. No, you don't understand. The shadows envelop around you and you look like Venom. There we go. We're done. It's a Venom kobold. So cute. Hey, it could be with your pact. Sorry.
Could be, actually.
The
Not the nicest one, yeah.
But
so we really know nothing about Eagle Eye. Right.
no, that was captured at last game. So effectively, we were going to just talk to them, but that person currently is, at this point, the lieutenant doesn't really wish to. Ellie's put in your cobalt, and then your cobalt in disguise. There you go. In chat, can you see? Yeah.
Different window open.
But it's got the little cobalt icons. I love those. But yeah, so that he's going to be, and the lieutenant doesn't. The chief inspector does not like you guys talking too much about this person that you're clearly not detaining.
What?
No, she's here.
Go?
No, she's.
We're not detaining her.
No, we're not.
She's just resting in one of our domiciles.
Yes.
She's
of her own
being-
volition.
She's just in safekeeping, so nobody else tries to kidnap her.
When she wakes up, she's free to go.
If she
Ish.
wakes up.
If she wakes up. What? If she wakes up.
At this point, you just see him kind of fumbling around. He puts this little rag back in with a bottle. So, anyways, totally ignoring all this stuff, Chief Inspector Garant basically would like you guys to investigate this for us. If you find there's no wrongdoing to this, he'll be surprised. But he would like to try and figure out what was going on, and whatever the key is, basically he's looking at you guys to follow up, to pose as the individual. We have got an information of a possible spot where they might be going next, and that is a spot called Cutthroats. But boom, Croc, that's your level. Cutthroats is kind of a shitty bar in the slums, full of criminal bullshit.
No, they're worse than the slums. You thought the bar you were at was shitty.
You still had you still had a couple hundred feet until you actually got to the base of all these towers where he lives. Even though we talk about high, medium, and low, there's actually another section which is the base of all these towers, the slums, and they're on top of the cogs. The cogs is underground factory. Picture all the factories, the sewage, all the underworkings for this entire city. That's the cogs, and they're actually built.
Old New York in Futurama.
That's all underground, and they even have ruins from the old hobgoblin and goblinoid empires in those ruins. And then there's lava next level down, which helps furnaces and everything like that, power the furnaces and forges of the cogs.
Croc grew up in the cogs.
Oh, by the way, this black cobalt also, have you guys ever seen the TV cartoon series Gargoyles?
Oh yeah, they would be aware of those probably.
Yep. He is a special type of cobalt called an Erd, which got him kicked out. You know what I mean? Because he's an oddity that he has wings. And it folds around his neck like a black cape, a.k.a. gargoyle style. Do you know how they could fold their cape? So he's got that cape going on, little gargoyle style.
Underneath a cloak.
Underneath a cloak.
Well, people keep kicking me when they see the wings.
Well, that was just your own brethren.
It might also just be that you're very little.
Whoops, sorry about
they
that.
were kicking me. But he wasn't raised by his kobolds.
No.
He was actually raised by... I wasn't sure. We haven't picked the race yet. It was...
Yeah, that's your backstory. It could be just a human, but basically...
raised by ratlings or something.
They don't have ratlings in this game. My favorite, that's Warhammer. They could though. Goblin. It could have been goblin. Basically, he was raised by humanoid in the slums.
Yeah. Probably goblins.
Yeah, goblins.
They're usually picked out by everybody.
They are, actually. Sad things.
I was
So,
supposed to say Yonti, but I don't think there are any Yonti down there or not.
it's funny you should mention that, but they killed the bartender who was a Yonti, pureblood. That's why it was
didn't
spitting
kill
poison.
her.
I was going to ask you if he could have been
She's
raised by like
detained.
Yonti and the Cogs or not.
We
I
did not
carry
kill her.
Safety.
Pardon? That wouldn't have worked as well. The auntie wouldn't have worked as well. Goblin works, yeah.
She's dying. She was dying, but we stabilized her. Now she's in custody.
Yeah, she's in
Not
custody.
Dead.
She's having to explain the
You
Carnith
keep accusing
undead
us of murder that we didn't do.
that we didn't do. Also, we don't seem to have Gorax here. Now, we don't know. He's not as cunning as the elf in our party who could disappear. So we think he might actually have physically disappeared with the gem because of the gem, because he would be here today. He's always kind of here eating and jovially talking about the battles, which might have been good. For
Quick
him.
question.
Yes.
Did Croc shake hands? with
Oh.
any of us?
Have you willingly, because it has to be willingly, have you willingly linked for the mind communication amongst them?
The other thing is you still have to put that item on my inventory.
It's in your abilities, under your feats.
No. There's a certain item on my inventory that's not been actually updated to what it actually is.
Oh, yeah, your magic item.
Yes.
You're
Oh,
saying he didn't identify.
Is that going to affect anything here?
not if...
If I don't want it to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did
Yeah.
you get the magic pendant thing to hide?
Because you can tell who else was thinking about shopping for that item.
Me.
Maybe? Was it a pendant? What was it? I'm trying to get
An
that.
amulet.
Amulet? Yeah.
It's an amulet.
Items.
It's fine. I didn't shake your hand anyways.
Yeah, he's the only one that didn't. And last game, it would have been
It
so
fucked
helpful
us-
if
it
he
fucked
had.
us over royally.
Because everyone else has done the bond, because it has to be a willing bond for the mind-to-mind communication. And apparently it does not actually work on one of the races. I just realized. But it could work because that race has mind-to-mind communication automatically. But amulet. There we go. That's it. And just click on you, go to inventory, drag it over, and
then identify it.
oh yeah, you wrote down a fake one. That's right.
Yes. So I knew that it was actually on.
Identified. There we go. And then
Cool.
good job you did put that on, because yeah,
I'll just get rid of the old one now. There.
Yep. All right.
And
But
then
that
there's
one,
more.
actually, you could still have that. The telepathic communication would not be affected by it, but they could not know where you were.
Good point. Yeah, that's true. That would work. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see.
We wouldn't even know if you're within.
I will willingly shake the hands of the changeling, because having a changeling on a job is always useful.
Tor doesn't want to. The Warforged Artificer that makes things.
Oh, he definitely gets a handshake. I
I
need a grapple gun.
specialize in making.
Oh, yes. Okay, I have to say
I
this.
shake your hands and go, I need a grapple gun.
He needs the Batman.
I'll start working on it.
Yes!
It helps when I'm falling.
He got wings!
And I
Sparks
forget.
is not. Sparks is like the total opposite of charismatic. So I mean, for him to sit in the corner tinkering and building something that's his thing.
Right on. What was that little? I remember reading somewhere with this little ball of metal. You throw it at a person and then it covers them in like chains.
I need all the 5th edition geeks out there. Did Bands of Bolero
Get
make
removed,
it?
renamed.
I don't think it exists. The Bands of Bolero.
Yeah.
Or was it Bolero?
I think it was Bolero. Yeah.
If so, I suddenly got the funny joke. Because
Yes.
the Bands of Bolero are bands within bands
You
within
mean
bands.
The Iron Bands of Binding?
Is that what they are? Is that
That's
it?
what they changed them to.
They
What's
could-
the iron sphere? 3-inch diameter, weighs 1 pound. Use
That's
an
it.
action command word. Throw a sphere at a huge or smaller creature. As it moves through the air, it opens up and tangles them in metal bands.
Yep,
That's
that's
the
it.
one.
Because Bolero, you know, bum ba ba bum ba da 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 dun da da da. It's that song that goes over and over and over again. It's like the band's go.
Yeah.
Okay,
They
so
just
that,
changed the name so that there's not so many references.
that's true. They tried to break.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think that was the name was a reference to Greyhawk wizards and not Forgotten Realms. I've noticed that they've tried to control, like Mordecane and Edvard and all these other type of
Big B.
they've kind of removed some of those names off of them now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still like how you center my camera on my sniper shot.
Yeah. Yes. It's like, is he not there? Sniper shot. It works. It works.
Well, it makes it really easy for me to line back up in spot. So
It's like, yep, done. Alrighty. So that being said, you guys are going one step further. Good news is you won't have to worry about falling off of bridges that much.
Yeah.
Also, good news is you're not going to have that much problems with the watch.
They never go there.
And if they do, they go in groups.
So what you're saying?
And they're there to collect money. I
You're
look at
not
the sergeant.
particularly worried about the kobolds or the gnolls' well-being.
All right. Did you
They
say
do-
that with the chief investigator in the room?
No.
Okay.
I say that in our heads.
I think they just want they just want the information. They're not too
So when are we
concerned on
going?
how we get it.
So basically, with that being said, the investigator feels the longer he stays here, the greater chance he's going to have to arrest someone. He does take a leave.
Just
And in
for
future
this.
reference, if something like this were to happen, please just wait to explain yourself to the authorities. You're in good
had a
standing
mission to finish.
so far.
we had a mission to finish.
Just before he leaves, I ask him how we would get in touch with him once we've acquired this information.
No, at this point, he just pauses, grabs a card. He kind of basically takes a card out from the pouch. It has a bit of a magical trail as he pulls it out from the card. It's a card of sending. You literally can send him a message with that card.
Okay, perfect.
Any message?
What's for breakfast?
Thankfully, once you've sent that message, the card leaves you. So make sure the message is important.
What's for dessert?
At least the card will come back to him. At least I don't have to deal with that one again. All right. So
It's another one.
another card. Where did they? Oh no, sir. We've got some bad news for you. What? Apparently somebody broke into the. Who would break in? What did they steal? They took your sending
All your
cards.
cards.
Yeah. Did you get sausage with your
For the
breakfast
record,
today?
Nobody would be breaking in. I would just go in looking like Commander, grabbing a stack.
Don't worry. The police, the watch, the town watch, the main offices do have wards and spells in effect for true form and true seeing.
Yeah, but they take bribes.
Now, taking a fact.
Donations to the wards.
At this point,
They would still have to make a pretty good check. I
At
guess.
this point, the chief investigator tells you that type of stuff, as much as you might hear it, he tells you that he is the reverse. If you know of officers taking money, he will reward you for reporting those officers to him.
How much?
He tells you
I'm
that.
gonna need more cards.
Effectively, it depends on the situation on the officer, the information, but you could be looking at 50 to 100 crowns for reporting corruption within the watch.
What about higher ups?
And by the way, guys, a crown is a copper piece.
Yeah. What about like, higher ups, like captains and lieutenants?
It could go. He says the most he's got to budget is no, Cortona. I'm not. No, shut up, Cortona. Stop. You took over my computer. Cortona, she took over. There we. Stop it.
The watch has been taken over?
Sorry, no. Suddenly my screen went blank, and my words were being typed on the screen by Cortona. All right. Thought I had turned that off, but apparently I didn't. It got last update, damn it. So, Yes, but he could be shields.
General watch, we're going to get crowns, a couple hundred crowns.
Yeah, which
Higher
is like
ups
a couple
are
of, which a couple hundred would be like 10 silver or something like that, or 1 gold type of thing, right?
High-ranking ones would be negotiable.
Yeah, especially also you're doing a good service to the crown. There's more than just money. There's also reputation and status within our ranks for being a good citizen.
This is
What
actually
about
something
looking
Xavier
away at
interested in
times?
based on their backstory.
That's not him. I don't like to look away. I like to clean house if I can.
So do I.
I don't
At that point, da, 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 yeah, so do I. And then this one time threw the guy out the window going, oh yeah, let's see if your lawyer can defend you from that. Oh, sorry. Anyways.
Sue gravity, boyo.
Sue gravity. I like that. That's the Arnie cheesy line. Sue gravity. Oh, he had the ring of feather fall. That sucked.
Just go.
All right.
I could build you something for cleaning house.
Oh no.
No, it's just something that cleans house or just cleans house, like an automated broom.
Why can't it be both?
I know. It cleans one way or turns into like a bow staff. Animated bow staff. All right.
All the little bristles become like shards of metal and fire out of the end of the broom.
I can just picture him taking notes. So, other than that, it's up to you guys now to figure out your plan of operation to meet up with this Knoll. They're expecting an elf with a shadow mark, and since they didn't react to the couple of elves sitting next to them, though those elves had just shown up, the Knolls have been there for a second and drinking. So, you got a feeling they don't know. All they know is an elf with a shadow mark.
Unfortunately, Natina
Yeah.
was completely hidden from the only surviving Knoll.
Yep. Yep. Well, that worked both ways, right? So, yeah. But, so, what you guys basically, I said the name of the bar. Does anyone remember it?
The bar?
Which one? The one they're meeting in next?
Yeah. I just improvised and came up with a name, actually, for that bar.
Cutthroat's Tavern.
Cutthroat's Tavern? All right, here we go. Cutthroat's
In the
Tavern.
slums.
In the slums, yes. So,
Not the cogs.
nope.
The slums.
The slums, yeah.
So what are we in now?
You guys are actually on the top level. You're
What the area with where the artist mark was?
it is Bang.
It was above the slums, right?
Yep. The area that you guys are in. No.
I should really write this down what the layers are.
There's maps. All right.
Oh, there is?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I didn't know that. Where are they?
All right. That's not. I've got Eberron map of Sharn. How about Eberron? Sharn.
Hunter's Mark was in the lower ward,
Lower ward? Sounds about right.
in the Tavern district.
All right. So first
Well,
off,
yes,
that's
what's
that. I think I got a
And then
repeat.
the guild house thing is in the upper ward in the university district.
There's a lot of stuff under images and maps.
Oh, that's because it's got all the books.
If you do a drop down and click new.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Thank you.
Check, please. There we go. All right, I'm going to share this with you because it is opened. This is where you guys were. Bang. That's the lower district where you guys are. I'm just seeing how this looks on stream. Yeah, and I put a green circle around the area where you guys were in the Tavern district, which is the lower section of this area. The top of this section is the top area is the university's district, and that's where the main house is, and all that area is all the university campuses and stuff. So we're all in that one small little area. Where's my book? Ooh, my book's faster than the computer. I know that sounds funny. Not really. Memphis Plateau. There we go, guys. There we go. I'm still getting all my names back again. It's been a long time since 3.5 when I first did But the Memphis Plateau, that one little area you're on is the Plateau. Plateau. I don't know where you're going with that one. What's this one? Oh, that's the one I don't like that much. But, and then... Nope, that's that. Nope, that's that. All these images. Alright. And in this plateau, by the way, is like in the lower sections. That's where you're from. So you two are from this one section of this gigantic city of Sharn. So you'd be part of the Undercity that was on this area, which just kind of works a little bit more for the story in that. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that being said, he's going to be inquiring to see what he can find out from Eagle Eye. As you guys go quickly, he hopes he can just do this mission quickly and try not to kill too many people. Please, it just slows. The more work you got to do that's not related to his missions, it kind of, slows his progress down a bit. Like, he doesn't seem to have any remorse of you guys killing, or he's not showing it. It's just the fact that this is delay, and he trusts your better judgment, right? Because.
Well, also, he doesn't exactly have proof that we did anything wrong.
Do they have proof that I was in there?
You admit that.
Gorax was in there.
So?
That's it.
My word versus his.
But that's just it. They don't have, certainty, and in a court of law, that won't hold up.
Nope. Exactly.
And he seems to be very lawfully aligned, so...
Okay, so... What's your plan, Daddy-O? You've got a bar. Now, taking a fat croc, you can do some skill checks to try and figure out certain questions you may want to ask me about the area in which you guys wish to be going. Like what's above it as well in that area.
Go on, Zach.
For you, this would boil down to... investigation. This would be your investigation now, kind of finding out a little bit more. You already know certain things, based on what your investigation roll is, for previous going into. Is there anything the rest of you, I'm trying to think of skills that you could bring up for this. Both
there
you...
would be no connections, with my particular connection there, with, gotta look up his name. Stumble Up? No.
No, unfortunately. The only thing is, because Karnath, the kingdom of Karnath and Seer were always at war, even before the Great War. There might be a connection later on with the undead foot troop that was found at the bar through your connections. But currently here, no. Because you do know a lot more about that country, because they were your main nemesis, and your previous work may have been investigation during the war as well, for that. Alrighty.
Has anybody got a picture of this knoll?
I shapeshift into the null.
Okay, do we have an artist?
Why would we need a picture when we have him?
Hang on. Let me check something here. So you shapeshift into him, and I take the time to get a good look at the features, so I can create a minor illusion of it.
Pose. As a null, so like they're not very.
By the way, one could argue that Sparks could also do a draft sketch of.
Anything distinctive about him?
With my cartographer's tools?
Not really. Well, with the tools, but you don't really have the artist's skills. Do you know what I mean? You know, you could take rough notes and stuff, but yeah.
Was there anything distinctive?
About this knoll?
Markings, distinctive
some
markings?
fur discolorations and stuff, but for Vid may have given you a image of the knoll, but it may not have been as in depth because she didn't take the time to study per se. Do you know what I mean? Like if there were subtleties.
To see a person for 1 minute, to be able to mimic their appearance and hear them for.
But I do believe there were several rounds that went by, and you were in anger mode. I don't think you took the time to study that.
But there were also several rounds where I was going around looking at everybody trying to perform.
Yep, but for that to work, though, you would have had to state that I'm spending the time to study that person. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, so
Okay. Yeah.
in that sense, you have that skill, but you have to actively be using the skill for that. But you could still do the knoll's shape, but it might be missing anything that wasn't obvious. Like there was probably a whitish patch that you remembered because that caught your eye, but maybe if it was dappled or a teardrop of stuff, you may not know that. But you remember there's a bit of a... So you've got a generalized view of a knoll. But yeah.
But it could just be any knoll.
Yeah.
Relatively descriptive, though, like close enough. Closer than just a knoll.
Mm-hmm. Well, it gives me an idea who we're looking for when we get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your investigation was a...
Although I will take that, and I go out and start circulating word through the... Well, first, I got some money on me, so I'll go out and start circulating in the... in the slums. General area, looking for word to come back to me. Get word back to me if any knolls matching the general description of this person are seen in the area. 5
copper,
yep.
Half a silver.
Just pass it around, yeah, and like get it around where the person might be staying.
Yep. Yep. You can go through your little network that way. The tavern.
Let it filter.
The tavern is under. Where is it on my notes? The tavern is under Firelight District. And if I bring that map up for you guys again, for the lower words, I'll show it to you guys so you guys don't have to find it again. But this
Firelight or Forge? Oh, Firelight. Okay.
Firelight. So you were in the downstairs, the Tavern District. Then the
Red Light District.
The area was known as the Tavern District, right? I'm going to move the green. The bar is over here now in the Firelight District.
So that's where we're going?
Well, you're going to the underside of the Firelight District. And bang! A night in Firelight. Now, taking a fact, that's the nicer looking area. You're going to go to the underbelly of that place.
Yeah, picture London by gaslight.
Okay.
So how are we gonna get this null to talk?
You got an elf?
I can turn into Natina.
That's all we know so far. He's going to meet an elf
With
with a shadow mark on. It's supposed to deliver a key, as far as we know.
He is, or something. Yeah.
He is. But what is he expecting in return?
That's something that we should definitely know, and definitely also if there's any like protocol for the exchange. Gnolls aren't particularly renowned for their finesse, but I don't know. They might be like expecting like a steak or something.
Like a chunk of meat.
Yeah.
How do you feel like turning into a female gnoll?
I am very comfortable shapeshifting.
It is
if I
the
need to be
Firelight
elf-
District, after all.
If I need to be the elf, I can't be a gnoll at the same time.
No, I was thinking you could seduce him. Female gnoll. He's a new gnoll in town. Get him talking.
I mean, that is an option.
If necessary, we just, send Tor in there and he beats the information out of him.
I look over at Tor, look back at Croc.
I'm just gonna be putting my warhammer back in my quiver.
Yeah, in his quiver. He's got a quiver, and he's sticking the warhammer. Whoop, it goes into the quiver.
Are we talking about the same Tor?
He seems to want to beat him up.
Who's got nature as a good skill? I know at least one of you guys does. I think Tor, you have good nature skill.
I have good nature.
Sparks.
Sparks does too. All right, Sparks has got a 19. Everyone that's got a nature skill roll.
But we all have a nature skill.
I'm proficient in it.
I know you are. That's a tier. Alrighty.
Sparks, and it's based on intelligence, and Sparks is an intelligent.
Ooh, a Croc with no bonuses at all comes out on top. There's a flaw.
He's not on top. Sparks is as a 19.
Oh yeah, 19. Yeah. But you did pretty good. Gnolls are matriarchal, meaning if she did play a female gnoll, she probably would not play passive.
Oh, you better.
Dominatrix.
No, it's just that basically
here,
it's
Yeah, it would be a lot more of a you don't have a choice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, your camera's autofocus is dancing. There you go. It's back. Tor.
I know. That's why I put my hand up, but I didn't. I don't know why it's doing that. I've
Oh
done that
man.
3 times already.
There we go. All right, so I guess just rub my eye, and now I rub my eye again. There we go. So that is one option, but the nature check, gnolls are very matriarchal. Well, technically, the hierarchy is female demon, then female gnoll, and then the lucky gnoll, and then all the other gnolls.
Well, I mean, I could probably
And get the
arrange-
prisoners.
Like, we
But
just
like I
gotta
said, if you were to
find
go that route, it'd be more of a aggressive person for that.
I mean, get me angry and somehow convince Colaire to shapeshift out of Colaire. Being angry.
So it might be easier to go with the elf scenario.
Yeah, I think it might be easier to go with the elf scenario, and we know that the elf that the gnolls were looking for were basically like the 2 elves that we slaughtered. So we know that the elf was traveling with another elf. So we know that they're
Safety.
so that we know that the exchange probably allowed for having at least a companion.
And the Knoll was traveling with a companion.
Yeah.
And probably safety.
Yep.
Yeah,
It
that
didn't
safety
really
didn't
work
help.
out for them.
It didn't help that much for them, yeah. When did you want to approach the tavern? Did you want to approach it now in the day? Or did you want to wait till the evening? Or approach now and then come back in the evening? Blah, blah, blah. You've got the day to figure out what you may wish to do.
So
I would like to scout it at least.
During the
Escape
day?
routes, access points.
All right. I'm going to need investigate and stealth. Could you drop the stealth
The tower.
into the tower and
Sure.
investigate? Do not have to. The investigate doesn't matter, but the stealth does matter. And don't check my channel. That's the only thing. It's like, yeah, I ain't looking. Alrighty. Everyone else is like, And okay.
Just so I don't know, throw them both in.
Yep. So this is during the
Want a
day, right?
perception as well?
Perception, no.
No, so we're investigating. Right,
Yeah.
Because you're looking for something specific.
Specific, yeah. Yeah. Alrighty, and during the day, he's going to investigate the place during the day. Does anyone want to go with him? Does anyone want to do any other type of investigating?
I would like to go with him disguised as a Knoll.
A female Knoll?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Just in case we see them, but like, I would be more inclined to.
What's your
like,
passive perception?
My passive perception? What screen do I see that on?
Oh, on the
That
front
should be
page.
on the main page.
On the main page, yeah.
My perception is 16.
Okay, when he goes to hide, you know where he is with your passive perception. So that means he didn't get above a 16 when he did his hide roll.
The other Knoll?
No, Croc. Basically, I've got this. He goes into hiding, and you see him going sneak, 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 sneak. No, basically, it's not that obvious because he didn't. He got a 14, but you could still see he wasn't well enough hided, so you can give him a chance to re-roll that hide.
14.
Yeah,
I have a plus 10.
You rolled a 4.
Definitely.
That was the high roll? Oh no.
No, you didn't have advantage on
I
that.
didn't advantage on it, right? Yeah.
I definitely use prestidigitation to misdirect away from the kobold as he sleuths off.
Oh, yeah, you can send him a mental message as well because you've linked, right? Yeah. You got to re-roll on your stealth there.
Dude, you messed up.
You lose track of him with your passive perception. So basically, you do that little distraction, and he's gone type of thing. As a female Knoll...
Can I keep track of him with
Nope, you can't. You can't track him.
He has a magic, yeah, I know it.
And besides, you have to actively do that. So this Knoll, woo, 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 with a glowing hand. Hey, don't mind me. Don't eat the turkey. Woo, woo, look what I
Talk
did.
to the doll with the glowing hand.
Okay, yeah. So I a little bit more openly,
You're looking for another man. Is there any male Knolls have you guys seen? Is that your...
I'm just looking for other Knolls, and specifically that one, but trying to figure out where.
Investigate. You're able to do an investigate as well. Tor, anything you wish to do?
I'd like to ask Sparks what we're supposed to be doing right now.
Alrighty.
Because, I mean, I just see people disappearing, and it's like, oh, okay.
Sparks is sitting there with his tools, and he's building a grappling gun.
Definitely making your grappling gun. Definitely making your grappling gun.
I'm just gonna say, okay.
You will need a third of the price of a hand crossbow for your design.
Light or heavy?
It's hand crossbow.
Oh, hand crossbow.
Basically,
it's like 30 gold almost.
Yeah, you're gonna need a third of that price as your first step, and we'll do a tinkering roll later on about building it. But that's the cost and pieces you need.
Hand crossbow is 75 gold.
Gold. So you need a third of that, which is
25.
25.
Well, I only have 1,400 available.
Oh, I'm sorry, you have too much? You need to have exactly 20.
You have to get rid of some.
You got this giant coin with 1,000 written on it. That's
I
it.
have
Got
the stuff
change?
set up to be able to build you guys stuff. Okay.
So you'll need 25 gold to start experimenting with that. It won't be ready today, but it'll take a few days to do. But you need to get going with the idea. You'll need that. So,
I want to go inside the bar and see if there's anyone there.
oh, okay. You just go down to the bar, alrighty? You go, as you head down, the bar itself is a mixed match hovel. It's at the base of one of these towers. Now, one of these towers' bases has giant flying buttresses. You know, basically the churches that have the giant stonework to support them. And in the like an aqueduct, it comes down and it has those oval stone markings in the supports, right? The base of the tower plus the support has wooden shack-like elements that are stuck in, and it looks like they made a single-story shed of wood. Then later they got boxes of wood to stick it on top to make it a second-story building. And then when they got space, they put some more shacks in to make it a third. And they actually are miscolored and mix-matched. There is cargo netting that you might see on a ship that goes up the one side to allow people to climb up the roping to get to the second and third floors. There's a fourth floor one, but it's a small box cubicle that's got a little iron metal pipe on it that's got some smoke coming out the top of it. And you notice that there isn't any glass in any of these windows. They've got like hanging rags, if anything, to kind of the breeze goes in, and as you're approaching, one person comes flying out of said glassless window, tumbling onto the ground, his face all bruised and bloody. Oh! He gets up and goes right back into the tavern, and you hear the sounds of fists and pounding going on inside as you approach.
Sounds like a nice place.
Okay.
And the tavern sign, you just see a very caricature oval with two X's and then a little line with a tongue sticking out. And blood, just this big huge smear of red stuff below the oval.
And cutthroat.
And you just notice that whatever red paint was used has actually gone a bit of a brownish black color almost, that red. Meaning it was probably real blood that was just splattered on the bottom of that sign.
It's cheaper.
I'm gonna take out a warhammer and a scimitar and walk in.
All right, no problem. You walk in with a warhammer and a scimitar. You see standing at the door is a bugbear bouncer. This massive brute is over 9 feet tall and about 8 feet wide at the shoulder.
How can he reach the ceiling?
The ceiling is 10 feet. So his head, even though he's got about a foot gap between the ceiling and himself, he's still got a bit of a slump as he's just sitting there and his hands are resting on a maul. The maul is about 7 feet tall. It's about bigger than your character, and that's the maul he's resting on. And he just looks at you as you come in. So yeah, you got your weapons in your hand, and he's like, mm-hmm. And that's it.
Do I need to put these away? I'm just asking him.
What's the fun in that? He just has in common, kind of broken.
Oh!
At this point, you hear the...
I'm gonna walk up this wall and hang from the ceiling with my boots.
Alright. That's odd. That's all you get from the bugbear. How come you don't slip out the back of those slippers? I mean, if you're upside... Okay, I'm just... Sorry. That's always the running joke. I wouldn't blatantly show I have magic items. That means you've got loot. That's what the bugbear just says to you before you walk into the main room. Just gonna put it out there.
I'm gonna go from walking to crouching and hugging the ceiling as much as possible, just so I can see what people are coming in.
Okay, the bugbear is just staring at you, trying to figure out what's going on. Different, suppose. Another person comes in. Bugbear just looks at the person. Nervous little halfling kind of comes in, looking up at the bugbear. It's going that. I don't think you want to come here. I don't think I want to come here either. Good boy. Good boy. And he just walks away.
Did he wave his hand?
He didn't wait. You don't want to come here. I don't want to come here. Meanwhile, you just see this half-orc has gotten the human that went through the window earlier up by the shirt. And he's just headbutting him again. And the human's kind of just going there. And at this point, he just pauses, starts laughing, sits the human in a stool. The human, and boom, on the counter. He just reaches over to the human, grabs his money pouch, throws money on the counter for that guy's drink and his drink, and then drinks for everybody! Throws the coins on there. Everyone's got it going on. Meanwhile, we cut back to you with your investigation. There aren't that many gnolls, but you do find a goblin that is familiar with a bunch of gnolls that, because they stay. No offense, you guys have a certain odor, something akin to a ferret.
A musk.
A musk, like a ferret. So you guys, like, there was a group of you guys that he stabled up in his donkey pen for the cogs. Basically, he runs the wagon trains from the cogs up. And he housed a bunch of gnolls in that area for cheap. Maybe they were your clanmates?
I just growl at him some more. Just,
Okay, all right.
Gnolls are based off of dogs, correct?
They're based off hyena.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, wouldn't it be a pack?
Yeah, I know. Pack would be the right term. The goblin is saying clan.
Okay.
Yes, the pack would be correct.
Just making sure.
Hence his knowledge that, well, they smell like ferrets.
Okay.
Where's his pen?
A group of ferrets is called a business.
Where's his pen?
Thank you. Taking care of business. Sorry. A business of what? Was that gnolls or ferrets you just said?
So,
Ferrets.
Oh,
so
ferrets.
aggressively, I ask the goblin.
Would you like to use intimidate?
Yes, I would.
Well, someone's having a good time.
I ask him to show me.
You don't ask, you tell him.
Show me.
Yeah, okay.
Beep.
I
Let me take.
asked
Let me take. Make sure you don't get lost. I will personally take you there. All right. He takes you. He takes you to an area that's a mixture of manure from donkeys, some of the sulfur that escapes from down in the cogs area, as there's a wheeled track system that goes down underground, and some of the soot and smoke kind of bellows out of those holes. You see donkeys pulling ore cars up and down from the cogs, but they're not full of ore. They go on the tracks like an ore car would, but they've actually got some finished products and some stuff like bits and pieces, not completely finished. Like there's a whole bunch of hilts, there's a bunch of metal shafts and stuff like that are being just shipped up, and you see a bunch of goblins working away, boxing stuff and all that. He takes you over to one of the areas. You got sulfur, you got horseshit, and then you got this kind of strong kind of musk type smell, which is probably what he's talking about. And there is 1, 2, 3 gnolls still sleeping there. You notice that two of the gnolls are lying on their back, just totally out of it. There's also some sort of clay jugs that are big round with a narrow neck that's got some rope wrapped around it and a cork, and it has this rancid, milk gone bad stink coming out of them, and they seem to be sugar. Wrong game. And the third gnoll that's asleep is actually, he's in a crouch on the balls of his feet with a spear, but it looks like he's mastered the art of falling asleep while on guard.
So they're all asleep.
Yes.
Perfect. I over everybody, I guess, except for Tor. I let them know where I am and that there are some other gnolls here.
Oh, you know that area because your adopted parents, that's where they used to work.
Bounce, 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 bounce. Flutter, flutter, bounce, bounce, flutter, flutter.
Like, you know the area they're talking.
Yeah.
You know that area.
Okay.
The donkey pens.
But stuff's happening with you though.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna cut to you before her message comes across. So after you've heard the message, you'll probably make your decision after we've talked.
Mhm.
And Sparks, well, you know what you're working on. Sadly, right now you've got your narrow-minded focus. I want you to give me a roll. This is for your blueprint, your schematic, a tinkering roll, intelligence, because you are basically coming up with the concept, the design for this grapple gun.
So an intelligence tinker roll.
Yeah.
Got it.
16. You've got a good idea. Do you want to stick with that 16 or scrap the whole project and start again? 16 is very good, by the way. 16 is a very good one. But if you feel like you could do better...
Well, Sparks obviously thinks he can do better.
All right. So you're scrapping that?
Yep, scrapping that.
All right. Well, you've got more time, so your next time slot will make your roll then on your next schematic. You have 3 hours to forge... Sorry. 18. You feel a lot better with this one. Still, you think you could do better, but 18 is amazing. You know. Yep. Very good material. You've also got a concept that might give it a longer length to the rope, but that would be based on finding silk rope, and that would be a third of the cost for the silk rope as
What
well.
about a cave fisher's tongue?
You what now?
I'm sorry, I just wanted to do the tongue. Sorry.
Right now I do have 50 feet of hempen rope, but I need...
That would not work too well on this.
One big gravel gun. It's a backpack.
You just see him, pew, and then from the backpack,
grapple gun with this big rope going into a backpack.
it looks like a Ghostbuster proton pack. Who you gonna call? Pew, not me. Or it launches, but with a hemp rope. It's like, pew. You have to swing it.
I'm more imagining one of those like backpacks that just has the grappling hook sticking out, and it's all like.
Ooh! It's no longer a grappling. It's a grappling backpack, and then you put flight thrusters on it, and you got Boba Fett's backpack.
That'll be a project for later.
Dun, 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 pew. And if you somehow connected a magic missile spell to the rope, it would always hit your target to lock onto. It'd be like Spider-Man. Da-da-da, da-da-da, seeking. Sorry. All right.
So, let's see, silk rope, that's 10 gold pieces.
So a third of that is round up in this case.
4 gold then.
4 gold, yeah.
Okay,
So 29.
Yep.
Plus a gold twist, 30.
I got it. So.
Yep. Cool. So now we cut to you, Croc. With your investigation roll, there have been some gnolls new to town. Gnolls aren't that common. Most of the gnolls do come from Drome, where most of the Inhumans live. You know, the jungles, the orcs, and all that kind of stuff. Gnolls are more common to that area. Some gnolls, if they are in town, are usually not with their pack. They're solos or headless, meaning they have no clan, and they sell their skills for scouting or people that want to go out and experience the wilderness or bullshit like that as scouts. They sell their services as scouts, rangers, that type of thing, because the gnoll is pretty strong in that area. So a group of them is kind of uncommon, but there has been mention of a group of like 6 gnolls that were in town, and that's a large group, 1 or 2, whatever. They have been seen at the tavern a few times, all 6 of them, in the last week or so, but they all kept to themselves, and one person did say that one Mickey, which we're going to say Mickey, you know Mickey. Mickey is, I need documents, I need proof of that. Mickey gets you, oh, you're supposed to go to this part of the town? I can get you a pass. Mickey is that type of guy. They had a deal with Mickey, and some of the gnolls apparently were going somewhere, not in this plateau, but the core plateau, the main Sharn area. They think they were going up to the banking section or something like that. That's all they know. And Mickey was getting them some passes and stuff like that. Not for all of them. Just a couple of them could make it, apparently. That he could get going up into the areas they wanted to go to. So Mickey is your link to what might... Mickey... We'll try. Mickey is a halfling. Oh, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have a cat cam. Wow, he's totally ignoring the camera. He's just, no, you guys just get a hint of me. That's it. You don't get to see all of me. At least in my stream.
Yeah, well, maybe
Okay, I got it. This is my human. There we go. Hi, everybody. There we go. So there... I can hear the purr. I can just hear the purr. A slight purr. I can hear it.
Okay, so Mickey, huh?
Yep, Mickey was dealing with him. And then, just after finding out about Mickey, is when you suddenly get the bolt from Vid saying that she's found some there.
How many?
3.
How many rented it?
6. That the goblin would, if you ask the goblin, 6. It was a clan of 6.
Okay, and how many did you guys kill?
We only killed 1.
So there's 5 left. Okay. I need to go talk to a guy. Apparently they had a deal trying to get passes from him to go up to the banking sector. Maybe you could ask those gentlemen what they were looking for. While I go and question someone. Have a good chat with Mickey.
At this point, you're trying to figure out, now, by questioning these people, how do you...
Questioning Knowles. Does that mean kill Knowles? Before doing that there, I kind of want to sleuth around while they're asleep and see if I can find anything.
You have sleight of hand as a skill?
Well, I'm a bard, so I
you have Jack.
Everything.
Yeah. Sleight of hand is needed to look into pockets. Stealth is needed to keep quiet. You have advantage on your stealth rolls because they're asleep. They're sleeping, so you have advantage on and there's no eggshells or stuff like that. Though pity the one Knoll that actually cast the alarm spell, and you're screwed.
How do I roll with advantage? Oh wait, there's a button there. Found it.
Yep, the button down the end. There's a button down below that should allow you. Oh yeah, you seem to be quite well sneaking around these sleeping guys, because that advantage is now going against their passive perception, which is not the best, you know. Sleight of hand 10. You have the stereotypical, you were reaching in a bag, the Knoll and rolls on his side and your hand stuck. You haven't been caught, but your hand's now in his pouch as he's lying on your hand a bit. You need another sleight of hand to pull your hand out without alerting him. Or you can do like...
I'm just wondering if I can shapeshift my hand away. I don't think
Advantage on your roll for that, yes.
Just make my hand smaller.
Yep, you're out. No problem. And then you can try another attempt on this one. Which one is? I take it this is one of the sleeping ones first, rather than the guard one, or what?
Yeah, this is like I've gone into it. I've looked around the room. I don't know if I've seen anything.
Nothing out of place as far as they seem to be sleeping with their gear. Like, you know, the guy that's on guard duty's got a backpack on and all that. The other two, like, one's using a backpack as a pillow type of thing, and the other's backpack is near him. So there are backpacks that all these guys have. There are also 3 other backpacks here. So there's a total of 6 backpacks. And 3 unguarded, I should say.
I start by checking the unguarded ones. And while I'm doing that, I would maybe like to tamper with the structural stability of these backpacks.
Okay, baby steps. Baby steps. Actions at a time. You have 3 packs. Pack number... Basically, there may be a reason. Choose a number between 1 and 3 for the packs that you grab.
Number 2.
Pack number 2, all right? Pack number 2 looks like a simple leathered pack. Don't need a sleight of hand or anything like that. As you're just cautiously opening it. Perception. 23. Nothing seems to be amiss with the pack or anything like that. You even memorize the way the rope is tied. So if you wanted to retie it to look the same, you know. Mm-hmm. Untie the knot. Inside, slightly smell of rancid meat in there. Also, another one of these clay jugs, but corked. You also see some bones, some teeth, a collection of teeth. And you also find a whetstone. You also find a smelly eggcorn for cleaning fur in certain areas. And nothing of note otherwise. Just nasty kind of stuff in here, but yeah. So
Okay,
packs 1 and 3.
I return it back to look as similar, but I want to kind of like damage it so that if it's jostled too hard,
Thieves tools, dexterity.
Dexterity. That's just a dexterity check.
Did you have thieves tools set up as a skill or not?
I have thieves tools, and it's a skill that I have, but it's not in.
Basically,
actions.
What Puma was doing, and I would make a good suggestion, any tools that you have, you could add them as a skill, so they would add the proficiency bonus to it, and then you choose the attribute as you make the roll, type of thing. In this case, your proficiency is a +3, right?
Yes.
And dexterity bonus is?
+2.
So you'd have a +5, and hey, funny enough, there's a button down below with a +5.
Okay.
On the thing, you could do a
roll.
D20 +5 effectively is you're using your thieves kit. 12. You have made some, but because you don't want it to be obvious, you think the threads might still be. It looks pretty good, but because you don't want it to be obvious, it might actually still be strong enough that it might not break right away. Do you know what I mean?
I don't want it to break right away. I want it to be like something that, like, if they were to get into a scuffle or something, that's when it would break.
You couldn't estimate that. But if you tugged on backpacks, if you were to tug on a backpack, it could come off. Or do you know what I mean? Like it could.
That's kind of what I'm going for.
Alrighty.
I guess I'll look into number 1.
Pack number 1, perception check. Whoa, this one's different. I call it a Texas tie, and if Rezzy's in chat, he might find this funny. Do you know the string ties that basically have a bull's head or something, and then the 2 strings type of thing?
Yeah.
The locks go into a bird skull. The thread kind of goes into a bird skull type of thing that's got it sealed. And there's something, that bird skull's got little markings and etchings on it. You think that little bird skull is magical in a sense. It could be a magical lock. It could be a ward.
So I think my hand has something that I can do with things like that, right?
It might
like
do.
To detect?
It has certain detections.
Just looking for where I wrote down how that works.
Deadeye's got away? What? Deadeye's? So who else was on that mission? Deadeye's wins 4! Count them! 4 experience! Good one, Deadeye's.
Knock only affects simple locks, so that won't work on magic.
Excuse me, cat.
The Attack of the Cats on channel. Yeah, Puma didn't make it.
Just check.
I don't think... Well, I know what it does, and I don't think it will... Like, the knock was your only thing, but the knock wouldn't work.
No, knock wouldn't work on that there. So in which case, I'm gonna put that backpack down for a minute,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna go to backpack number 3.
Backpack number 3, it's a perception check on that one. 10. Well, nothing obvious. It's got the same type of rope pattern, like, well, not, like the previous one that you had. You see how the knot's set up, but you started taking the knot, like, when you felt comfortable. With a 10, you're not too sure if you could fully recreate the type of knot, but you know what I mean. It's that.
Yep, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. And inside, again, putrid rations. No clay jug inside this backpack. You also notice that this one actually has some thin scraps of leather, several broken twigs that are all broke, like they're solid twigs, but they're broken down to little lengths, as well as some what looks like ripped pieces of shirts and cloth in that bag as well.
But nothing with like any sort of scrawls on it
Nope,
or anything
nope,
like
nope.
that.
And also a small clay jar that's in there too. Small little clay jar with a wide lid to it.
Okay, so then yeah, I would like to sabotage the bag.
Who's got a question?
Do you have pictures to put up?
No, I don't. Unfortunately.
Well, then I'm gonna be eating on stream, so.
You're going to be eating on stream? Alright. Everybody. Everyone's got that food eating fetish. Watch him eat. Alright.
I have a question.
Yep.
Would Vid remember that Sparks being the type of artificer has the ability to analyze magic items?
She probably would, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, you do have the ability, to analyze it. He might, like, all you would know is that Sparks might have an idea what's going on here with that little bird skull. That would be in your mind, so you could vocalize it mentally,
Yeah, I guess I could do that there. Just mention, like, there seems one of these Null's backpacks has like a magic lock on it. Now, the whole backpack, only the lock seems magical, right?
Yeah. Well, the skull, the little bird skull looks magical, yeah.
Okay, because there was a whole other way to get into a backpack. Good. I have a backup plan. So I do put that on specifically towards Sparks.
I can allow you, Sparks, arcane roll, but at disadvantage because you're not there and you're just getting. It'll be a disadvantage for your roll.
Okay.
No, a 14 with disadvantage. All
Did
right.
you see what it dropped?
I know. It dropped a 19 on the roll. Yeah. You're guessing with the situation, all that stuff. It's most likely a ward. If it's a bird-like skull, it could be related to scrying, or it could make a noise, like a noisemaker, because it's got its beak. It could just have been a totem to protect the thing. So it definitely is an alarm, most likely, than a lock. Meaning, if it's not done properly, it's going to send off some sort of an alarm.
And I would relay that information back to Vid.
With that information, I want to look at the other backpacks on the Knolls that are there.
They've got the regular locks. Apparently, this is the only one that's got a special lock on it. The others have their own little knots and stuff.
So my next question. Can I teleport back to base at will?
No.
Darn. No, that makes sense. That would be too powerful.
You can actively try to roll a 1. I check again. No, I check again. No, I check again. No, okay, stop it.
I just keep checking. No, I think what I will do is... how do I get the gnolls to leave in a hurry?
Just steal the backpack. They're sleeping.
Yeah, I guess I could do that there. I just put the backpack on my back and leave.
The one with the special alarm on it?
Yep.
Okay. One more stealth with advantage check. Natural 20. You know, even the goblin's like, well, when you did... You just did that Batman thing to the poor goblin. You know that. He turned around for a second. So let me know when you're...
Mage Hand push him into the when I'm far enough away, Mage Hand push the goblin into the gnolls.
Okay.
They're missing a backpack. They need a suspect.
So you're going to push an innocent goblin that's giving them room and boarding?
And I'm gonna shapeshift out of the gnoll shape into another, just like a human, or whatever is common around us.
Okay, alright.
Like if humans are common, I'm gonna shapeshift into a human.
Alright, well the goblin's pushed, but doesn't seem to trigger the events that you were thinking. He's just confused and all that stuff, as the other gnolls are still kind of sleeping and stuff. But Goblin's very agile. Can't just go pushing me. Alrighty.
It is just the Mage Hand. It's not the best.
Yeah. Croc! Mickey, basically at this time, intelligence check to try and figure out where he might be. Not a saving throw, but just an intelligence check. You haven't got a clue. He could be asleep and you don't know where he lives. Type of thing. Alright. Tor. You just got the bugbear is kind of like when the bugbear's not watching the door, he keeps looking up at you. Does that have a duration? Does that have a duration?
Nope. Don't worry. I'm watching the door for you.
Yeah. What stops what stops the coins from falling out of your pockets?
My pouch is upside down.
But when you stand up normally, how come stuff's not falling out of that quiver? That quiver of yours, that definitely should have all the arrows falling out. How come your arrows aren't falling out of that?
It has a side compartment that has a zipper on it.
Why isn't your jacket hanging upside down?
Because I have a backpack on.
Meanwhile, another patron comes in. Does all the blood rush to your head, or does the magic stop the blood from rushing to your head?
That's why I'm crouched like this, so that it doesn't.
But it would normally. You could get a head rush.
Yeah.
That would hurt. A head rush, right? Did you get nosebleeds? I mean, if you got nosebleeds, it would just like drip into your skull. It wouldn't drip out of your nose, though. You'd start drowning on your own blood.
It would come out like this and then just follow my nose back down.
He's perplexed. This is interesting. He's bored out of his skull.
I mean, I'm giving you answers for the questions you're asking. So.
Yep, exactly.
Wait till he hits the why. Why?
Why? No.
I don't know. It's magic. I'm not a wizard.
Hey, hold on. He reaches up and he grabs onto your shoulder. Can I pull you off? Like, how much pressure?
I'd rather you didn't try.
I mean, how much can that hold? I mean, if I put them on, would I fall off or would I rip a hole out of the ceiling? Because the ceiling might not be able to support my weight, right? So would those magic things just rip a chunk of the roof off and I'd fall?
It doesn't have a limit as far as I'm aware.
Could I try those on?
No.
You can hold my hammer. It's magical.
Dong.
I want to try them on.
How magical.
Oh, you're not getting to keep it. I'm just saying. And besides, you'd be at a
But
disadvantage because
if you rip my boots,
they're magical. You can't rip magic items.
are you sure about that?
I don't know.
Exactly. Neither am I.
I just want to try them on. I might be interested in purchasing a set, but only if I know it can support my weight.
But if you start walking up the wall, who's going to be watching the door?
I will, but upside down.
But you won't have your hammer, because I'll have your hammer.
I'll still have my hammer. I'll just grab it and swing it. I'll still be able to do that. I just want to see if it supports my weight. Just like a few. It won't even be a combat turn. It'll just be a couple of rounds. 12 seconds, Matt. Putting them on. That might take some time.
In all honesty, I don't know if it has a maximum.
Well, we can find out together. Because then you could be rescuing some other chick running away from her husband or something and supporting her while walking on the ceiling upside down. Wouldn't you like to know that information? Or guy. I'm not going to judge.
See, now you're just making assumptions that I would save them.
True. You would run away with a husband?
No, I'd probably trip the person running away.
Oh. Anyways, meanwhile, we cut back to you, Croc. Make another roll. Figure out it's getting later in the afternoon.
I'm wondering how many people are sneaking into that tavern without paying.
Damn it. You've checked out a watering hole, but it's too early. Even most of the regular staff aren't in there yet. You're coming out of short. Mickey will probably be around this evening, but you don't know where he is this afternoon. Vid, we get back to you. You've now gone some distance with this backpack. Where's your final goal? What's your final destination?
My plan is, I think, well, I'm gonna ask Croc if he needs anything from me while I'm still relatively nearby. And then, depending on that answer, Croc, do you need anything while I'm still nearby? Or are you okay?
I'm doing okay. I'm okay. Do you need help?
No, I'm just gonna return back to the college to get Sparks to check out this backpack. I also want to see how Eagle Eye's doing.
Maybe we could question Eagle Eyes.
So that's what I would like to do. Return to the college.
And Croc, do you want to spend some more time trying to figure out, or do you want to head back to the college now too?
No, I'll give one more try and then I'll head back to the college.
That technically would have been your one more, like the second roll you just did, would have been the second one. So she's coming in like, do I spend 4 more hours looking, or do I head to the college, is your question. That'd be your thing. So you're heading off to the college then? Or the university?
No, I was going to make one more try after she's gone. She's going to the college. I'll make one more try.
That would take a couple more hours at least.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're heading off, Vid, to be on your own there. How about, we could just do like, come on, just, I don't want to try. Whoa. Do you need both of them to work?
Why don't you just try lifting him off the ground and see if it holds the weight?
I don't think I can lift that much.
Just
I lift maximum.
Let him pull himself up on you.
Let me climb on you.
My lift maximum is 60. I feel like you ripped me in half.
Yoink! It'd be like the Deadpool moment. Oh! Alright.
My only question, they're going back to the college. I'm just sitting in this bar waiting for this Knoll to come in.
Yep. And by the way, if you have no mental contact, they can't tell you anything.
They have to come to the bar to get me if they want me to do anything else.
Would this have been vocalized before you all split up? Like, that's a question. Would that have been, hey guys, I'm heading to the bar, let me know. Would that have been vocalized before you all split up?
Well, I would have just said, I'm going to the bar.
Okay, then that's all you get.
Any bar. Oh God. Where
No,
did
no.
it already go?
No, he's probably going to the bar you guys are talking, because you're all figuring out what you're going to do with the bar, so he's just going to that bar. So
Okay.
that would be in your
You guys
mind.
know I have these boots, so
Yeah, we're gonna be showing up there eventually. Most likely.
So the question is, Croc, you do know he's at the bar. She's heading up to the university. Your last round can be, as you're going around, you could stop by the bar if you wanted to. I'm just saying, not necessarily, but you do know he is at the bar, and maybe he's found something or not. That's still up to you.
I'll do my search for my last search, and I'll finish it.
At
I don't find Mickey at the bar.
All right, do your, in this case, you're now going to investigate. This is more of an investigate than just a general intelligence check. That whole 2 experience, Deadeyes. There we go. He's joined the hunt. Races. The sky races. It's almost mid-afternoon, and the betting is going on for the sky races. Basically, there's a bunch of little races that people do through the slums at high speeds. It's illegal because they are going faster than any type of safety protocol for spells. So they are jetting through the slums at high speeds, and they place bets on the jockeys. So the races, they're starting their books now. Mickey is probably at that book spot. You can pass the tavern.
He's a bookie.
Oh, that's another. Well, he
does everything.
He's a gambler. He's a gambler.
All right. So, which one's he work out of?
Oh no, you know of a tavern that starts doing all the bets on that type of thing.
Right.
And also, you can pass by the bar if wanted.
Yeah.
Yep. At this point, well, but what happens if somebody were to cast one of those reverse gravity spells? Oh, we just lost camera, and we got camera back, and everyone just shifted. I think somebody's camera blinked for a second. I think it was you, Lugnut.
it might have been because I got kicked out of the thing for a second.
And thankfully, the way I've got this set up, I'm just shuffling little. This is actually a little.
I can't see Pumas either, so.
Puma? Oh, maybe Puma's frozen. I think he's frozen. He's doing the Ellie. Oh yeah. Oh.
He's back.
No, and now this did.
See, the weird thing is that both of us went down, and we're not at the same place.
Oh, you're in the States though.
Hashtag Canada.
Well, actually, on a realistic point of view, from a realistic point of view, Ellie is east of us, so her connections would be east going west. You guys are west going across to the east, and you've also got all that fun stuff hitting the coast and all that stuff, right? So it might have been a glitch coming to us in Canada. There we go. Kind of. Everyone's got their pictures kind of placed on the cards now. There we go. There we go. All right. So that being said, you're coming in and you hear this kind of conversation going on as you see Tor on the ceiling and this mystified bugbear. By the way, you see a little lizard man kind of walking by, just puts his coin back and continues walking into the bar. So, do you think, as this big, huge bugbear, like this is a massive, burly beast of a guy, big ears, kind of leathery looking face, and he's talking to Tor, who's hanging upside down. If Tor's supposed to be hiding, even you know this is a really bad job. Especially how the bouncer's engaged in conversation with him. Though you're surprised that no arrows are falling out of his quiver.
I'm just trying to stay out of the way. I'm not actively trying to hide.
Yeah, no arrows are coming out of his quiver for some reason.
I step back out the door.
Yep.
I stop the next patron coming in. I stop him.
Yep.
Pay me half the door fee, and I won't tell the bugbear you're going in.
You get 5 silver.
5 silver.
Yep.
Sneak, quiet, crouch, go.
Another guy starts coming up.
Half the door fee and I don't tell the bugbear.
5 silver. He sneaks in. All right, roll me a die 4. Multiply it by 5. So you got 10 more. So you got 10 more silver. But then that's about it. Yeah.
Yep. Then the charm wears off.
Hey, little Ivy Kitty.
Hey, wandering.
Wander in. All right.
Tug of the bugbear. Tuk, tuk, tuk.
Looks down. Hands on his maul. Yes. Then he kind of looks around, takes a survey of the thing. The bar looks a little fuller than he last remembered looking in.
You haven't been paying attention.
Of course I have. And I have not been distracted by Spider-Man in the corner there. Hey, that's a cool name. You think it might catch on because you're like a spider and you're male?
Am I able to see him, or is he like hidden behind the bugbear?
Nope, you can see the little kobold.
I'm just gonna say out loud, oh, is it time to go, and start walking down the wall.
No problem. Wait, hold on. Walk slowly, you might get a head rush. The blood going through your head.
True. I'm gonna crawl across the ceiling.
Yeah.
And then slowly turn myself around, and then I'm gonna like lean forward as I walk backwards down the wall.
So they were like 500 gold, right?
Around about there.
Personally, I'd get ankle wraps. Just to make sure they don't slide out.
Well, he's got boots on.
Oh, he's got the expensive ones. They're usually 1,000.
He's just a
Buy the
cosmetic.
silvers.
The slippers are 100. The boots are 500.
Is that how the pricing works? Okay.
Okay. So.
Or you could get the cloak with the spider. By the way, those 6 guys, they got in while you were talking to them. They turn and walk.
What? Hey! Did you guys... No, so you guys choose to leave at this point. You guys choose to leave at that point. All right.
Yep. We take our leave.
And meanwhile, we'll cut back to Vid and Sparks. And you want to push till 10:30 and then take a 10-minute break? Or 9:30 Eastern time, 8:30. That sound good?
That's fine with me.
Yep. So Vid, we'll cut to you and Sparks. Sparks, you don't even realize that Vid's probably come into the room. You've got schematics out. You've got some trial parts. You've already purchased some items. So you come in. There's several pieces of scroll work all around Sparks here. You see some gear mechanisms. You see a little grapple hook. You see some sort of a pistol mechanism. You see some silk rope coiled off to the side. And he's just quietly working away. The little thing on his little opticals just extended out a little bit further.
I basically walk up next to him and I kind of like place the backpack just right down and then mentally just go, Sparks, when you get a minute, there's a backpack next to you that I'd like you to open if you can. There might be some, I don't know what's in it. But it's got a magical lock on it, so like maybe important. Let me know. I don't even say that out loud. I brain it.
I brain it. Whack! Whack! You're gonna learn it. Whack! Oh, I mean, I send it to him. So Sparks. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom
saving throw. Yes.
$18.
18? You're able to snap out of your working zone. Huh? Oh, yes, backpack.
Okay, and then I'm going to cast a detect magic.
You
As
got
a
it.
ritual spell.
Detect magic, no need. Save your time. It is magical. You guess it's probably magical. It won't... Actually, no. Detect magic, does it tell you the schools? Double check that. If it tells you the schools, then yes, it's worth casting. I do believe it.
I think that's with rounds of concentration.
Yeah.
Yep, and you learn its school of magic, if any.
You've got all... You can push yourself to the maximum rounds, so... At the top end you get.
Yep, because concentration up to 10 minutes.
You got it. Concentration up
but
to 10 minutes.
casting time is 1 action.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty, and I just need to check the spells. And... Abjuration. Abjuration is the main spell, and there's also a hint of necromancy on it. Abjuration tells you it's probably an alarm spell of some sort.
Okay.
The necromancy, you're not too sure. You think it's probably just bound to the fact it's done. It may be the style of magic. It's an abjuration, but it could have been... There could be a necromantic element to it. You're just picking that negative energy and that coldness that you might get from any type of necromantic art.
Really quickly, I ask Sparks, would it be safe to just, cut through the bag? Do we have to go through the lock?
Sparks, you would know that it's probably opening the bag and cutting it may trigger it, or it may not, depending how the spell was cast. It's a 50-50 on that one. Because magically, it could be opening the sack in any way, or it could just be opening the head of the top of the sack.
Right. Do I detect anything magic inside the sack? Because I would detect that with the detect magic.
Nothing magic unless the sack somehow has some sort of a non-detection thingy on it interior. But as you are looking it over, with an 18 was your... 18 pulled you away. Do Arcana. Do an Arcana law, not with all the information you've been armed with. Investigate. Arcana.
Arcana?
No, investigate. It would be investigate. It would be investigate, because you've already got your...
Okay. Well, it'd be the same roll for me.
Yep.
Arcana Investigator is exactly the
17.
same.
24. The enchantment is only on the string as far as you can follow and trace, meaning it's probably against opening the sack in a conventional means.
Okay.
Meaning
So
cutting
looks
it
like
will be okay.
Yep, looks like it's safe to cut the sack open. Would you like to try?
I go, yeah, I think I could do this here, and I put the bag about 29 feet away, and I cast Mage Hands to open the bag, and I just have it, cut the bottom.
Alright, Mage Hand can hold on to the knife, but it's got really shit pressure, because it can't really do that much damage, so it's rubbing the knife on there, but not applying enough pressure for it to go. There is an edge sharpness that's happening here, but you're seeing the discoloration in leather as it's going, and you try to push with it, and the Mage Hand, you see the knife slide into the Mage Hand, tink, 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 tink. Mage Hand picks it up again, tink, tink, because the Mage Hand cannot be used aggressively, so it doesn't have the strength behind it.
Still apply 10 pounds of pressure.
Mage Hand cannot be used. It's
To attack. I'm not attacking.
I mean, it depends on if... you can attack a door, so
Yeah.
inanimate objects can be attacked.
I will say, since time is on your side, the pathetic little dab
against the wall.
Oh, to give you some more... it's like you're wrestling with one of those things that had the peel here tab, and that tab just came off, and you're trying to stick your thumb in there to break. Yeah, so with time, you get a cut in there. No explosion, no damage. You can still continue, or just take over manually now.
Once it's in and done a little bit, and nothing, I wait a second.
So Sparks, any comment as you just see this pathetic little dab, tink, 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 dab, Slicey.
Spark went right after he gave her the backpack back. He just went right back.
Oh, back to so there could have been an explosion behind you, and you're like boom, 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 boom. That wasn't good. There's a shadow, and you see this little dark shadow of her. She peels herself off the wall. You know, it's like that you're just still working away. Sorry. Okay, so now there's a rip in there.
Hey, I got a project to do, so I'm happy. I'm busy.
Anything come out of the bag?
Oh, you got a clay jar in there again that's got the rope on it, that whatever that stuff is, right? You've got some rations. Yet this doesn't have the nasty rancid. It's actually got a smoked house smell. Like all this meat's being smoked and preserved. It's pretty good. You also notice that there is a piece of parchment in there that's got a broken wax seal on it. And there is an emblem part on one part of the wax seal and part on the other. Now, how do you wish to go? Do you want to see what the emblem was first? Do you want to open up and look inside?
I definitely want to see what the emblem is first, and I'm even going to make note of it.
You got it.
Portrait kit.
The emblem itself, I think, might be one you're familiar with. Investigation, one of your starred skills.
Well, again, jack of all trades.
Yeah, I know that. But because of your background, you are. I'm going to say because of your background, you put this together, and it looks like a clawed hand made by flame. It's a red wax seal, so there's no color to the symbol, but the symbol reminds you of the Emerald Claw, an organization of Karnath. They're undead elite killer troops, which have been disabandoned since the war. But because they hunted down and killed many of your people, that emblem is somewhat similar to you.
Okay, 1 second. I'm writing this down.
Yep.
So, what's the symbol again? Sorry, Emerald Claw?
Yep. I'm just going to make sure I got that. Yep, the Emerald Claw. Order of the Emerald Claw is the official name, and what you would know is originally a group of elite shock trooper style knights under the crown of Karnath. The Order of the Emerald Claw has since been outlawed, and they kind of act in semi-terrorist fashion at times. Since the war's over, they're officially disavowed, not a part of it. But they were elite shock troops, and most of them became undead willingly, as in free-willed undead, rather than just machination servants for some of them. Something about Death Knights and anti-paladins have also been mentioned amongst their ranks.
Okay.
And that's the symbol that's on this, that's closed on there.
So with that, I am very concerned, and I proceed to open up the parchment.
All right, the words, if they could, sting your eyes. You just see the lettering is very vicious, and you can almost hear cries or screams as you look at the lettering on this page. You can't make heads or tails of it, but you can start to feel a gnawing at the back of your skull as you continue to look at these words. It looks like gibberish. And it's definitely magical because some of those words are starting to shift, but it's not just like a moving of the words. It's almost like a slug or something that all the black ink marks kind of crawl like little slugs and reposition themselves into a new pattern, and then they kind of grossly crawl around on the page like little black slugs or maggots, just reforming into new words. And there's this utter abyssal cold coming from this sensation.
I'm gonna roll that up again.
No, it was more of a folded one with the two wax. Yeah.
Okay.
Close it up. As you kind of close it up, all the little voices, all the little screams go quiet.
I'm gonna again relay that to my nearby magic friend.
Wisdom save though.
Okay.
Demonic text, cool. Nope. Oh, is that your saving throw? Or is that just your check? Oh, that was your saving throw. Yeah,
That's
no.
my saving.
Nope. You're okay, he just did the You're familiar with the That was just like, Dad, I want to get the car out. Wait, you're not gonna let me get the car out, are you? You know that, yeah.
Okay, so we're at like round 1. I'm not angry yet, but
Do you try to do you tap or something like that? Or
Yeah,
okay.
I go up and I put my hand on like his like forearm or whatever.
Okay, then that will break you out. You know, okay, what's going something up. Yep.
Yes, Vid? What can I help you with?
Do you know anything about violent writing?
Violent writing. Well, yes, there's some novels where people rip people's heads off and stuff. That's
It's
pretty
like
violent.
Magic slug lettering, and looking at it gave me a headache. You want to see?
Yeah, let me take a look at it.
I do
believe I mean,
I got a bad
work
feeling.
for it, so
Pardon?
I think there's going to be a headache over the line soon. Oh, no.
Oh, why kind of? Yeah. I mean, Tor's like, "What you complain about? I'm perfectly fine." So, do you take a look?
I was just gonna check to see if I. Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at it. Well, I mean, first I want to try to.
You're arcane.
What would I, by doing maybe an Arcana
Yep.
roll, have an idea of what she's describing before I look at it?
Oh, there are right off the bat what she's describing.
Snake sigil.
It could be it could be
Illusionary
like
script.
illusionary script or something like that needs some sort of it's like encoded. It sounds like it's a magical encoded message. The taste and flavor, well, you sensed necromantic earlier. This could be Kyber based, which is like demons or whatever, the dark ones, this kind of stuff. Definitely dark magic involved, because all of that's just probably just illusion or stuff, just to make it feel worse, to make people not want to look at it, right? That's what you can get off the bat. Without the proper cipher, unless you had to dispel magic, but dispelling magic might actually just get rid of the wording altogether.
Or if the message was meant for you, you'd be able to read it.
Yep.
And identify isn't going to help in this situation.
It could tell you the schools of magic and...
Even the detect magic will probably tell you that.
Why did you start listing schools of magic? How did that activate Cortona?
School?
Ever since that last update, she's popped back to life again, and she's jealous because I haven't used her in a while. Ever.
And that's why she's disabled on all of my machines.
Exactly. Well, I think the last patch kind of reactivated her or something, because, yeah. But, yeah. Because she's got new stuff to show, right? That's why
She's back from the dead.
I thought you didn't play Halo. Oh, spoiler! Ah, sorry. All right.
Okay, so if I use identify, it says you choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell. If it is a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use and how many charges it has, if any.
Yep.
You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it.
Do you have this as a ritual?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take 10 minutes for the ritual, but you have it as a spell you can cast, or a spell... If you do it as a ritual, it doesn't cost you a spell slot, which I could have said you did that for the backpack as well.
Yeah,
it just takes 10 minutes or so, but you got the time, right?
Yep.
All right, well, we're going to pause at this point. We're going to go for that break because we're 6 minutes over. Going for a 10-minute break, everybody. It is 36, so 46 So about 1:45. Let's just pop back for like 1:45, guys. Everyone in chat, we're just going to take a 10-minute break. And I will get you all that information for that when I get back. Puma, if you want to spend the 10 minutes plus, like the ritual, if you do it as a ritual, it saves you a that's a big thing. Ritual takes time. It's not instantaneous, but it does not mean you've used a spell slot up. So you've got time on your side.
That's what I'd want to do. I've got time to do it. So.
Exactly. So everyone will take a quick pause as I get my... By the way, there are bands. They're not all in the It's pretty good for some. We're just coming back now, everybody. Thank you guys in chat for waiting as we come back from our break. Hydrated and ready to go. I flip the cards over and Uber close-up of Renset. That is his ear, everybody. There we go. All right. He's gone. We'll flip the card back over again. All right, everybody. We'll continue going on here with Vid and Sparks, and then we'll be coming to a nice little... Fourth wall broken. He's my roommate, if you didn't know that. All right. I had the cat treats, and apparently he took the cat treats back, so that's what was missing. All right. Okay. So... I can't remember who it was. I think was it Sheila Bobby, or I can't remember. It was somebody that didn't know that he was my roommate. And one time when we were streaming on Zoom, and all of a sudden he leaves the one room, and then suddenly comes into the other. The shock look on the face. What? Wait, what? What? Alrighty. There we go. We got him back there. All right. So it is illusionary script that is on that text. It's usually designated for a particular person to see. If you dispel it, it will dispel the text that was written as well. If you have a true seeing gem or the spell true seeing cast on it, you can see what the original text is.
Okay, so this is something we might want to hold on to, but it's not something we're going to be able to read right now without a true seeing spell. So after I get that information, I'll hand it back to...
Oh, you're muted. Or...
I file it away.
Zing! Illusionary script note. Oh, also, you don't know when this was cast. It only lasts for 10 days. And then it will go blank. So any day now, it could suddenly go blank.
And it needs, basically, we need either a true seeing spell or to be the person who the note was intended for.
Yep.
Okay, I wonder how it determines who the note was intended for.
Magically.
I could open
Maybe
I could
set
open
at
it
the
up
time
and
of the
see if it was
casting.
intended for me.
Well, you did, and you saw the weird stuff, right? So... Do you continue searching the bag?
Yep,
Sort of the same way Magic Mouth knows who it's supposed to talk to.
That doesn't even exist anymore, I don't think.
I don't think so.
No, I think that was that was 2nd edition.
Took all the fun ones out.
They still have Tasha's Hideous Laughter, I think.
And the dance.
Alrighty, so...
Yeah, I
Continue?
finished going through the bag.
Okay, besides the meat, the bottle, you found the note there. You also find what looks like a small rectangular lockbox. A locket, like a lockbox or something.
Is it actually locked, or can I just open it?
It's got a lock, but it looks like a regular lock.
Then I'm going to cast knock on it.
Click! Alright, it unlocks with a click.
And then I open it.
You open it, and it's a piece of hide that's wrapped on, like something wrapped in hide inside this box.
Continue to unwrap it very delicately.
As you start to unwrap it, first thing you notice is the ankle and leg bone of a crow or a big bird, in a way of speaking. It's still got some of the black skin kind of mummified to the bone. Do you continue unwrapping?
I again bug Sparks, like, we should probably look at this together here. I mean, like, this, I don't want to, like, hex myself.
too late. I'm sorry, you know. But
Or, well, if I am hexed, I want to know about it.
Sparks, you just see part of a mummified leg bone of a bird. You fully unwrap it.
Yeah, I may as well.
It looks like
It doesn't strike anything.
a necromantic monocle. It's a piece of crystal held in the talons of a mummified crow's foot. You hold on to the leg bone.
I immediately take the monocle to the note.
Oh, it translates! As you've got a gem. Basically, as you look through this gem, you see your gray hand holding the note.
Ooh. I am keeping this.
As it is a gem of true sight, allowing you to see what truly is there past illusions and true forms.
I can make you goggles for that.
I'm just gonna keep it like this for now.
Okay.
So yeah, what does I read the note, and as I read it, I record what it says in my gem of what's it called?
Oh, you little.
My diary, effectively.
Question. Is my shifted form my real form, or is my normal form my real form? For the
They might see.
purposes.
They probably would see you, but with hints of the other form.
Okay.
That's a good question. Actually, I'll have to read it up fully because there's physical transformation and there's illusionary transformation. I gotta check that out, because if that's the case, we wouldn't see the gray hand. I'm gonna have to check that right this second because I need to know.
Well, I mean, mine just says I assume a more bestial appearance. The transformation lasts for 1 minute. So, oh well, is that, or until you revert to your normal appearance.
Now, the spell gives the willing creature. This spell gives the willing creature you touch the ability. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's what the spell is. Yourself or whoever you touch, basically, to see things.
Form of a shape changer or creature transformed by magic.
Yeah. So, sorry. Say again. What did you say?
It perceives the original form of
Yep.
a shape changer or a creature that is transformed by magic.
Yep. Yep. That's what I thought. So it would show the gray hand of you.
But it wouldn't show any different from what I'm showing.
It'd probably show your more bestial form, because that's what you change into, in a way speaking.
Well, it just says until he turns back to his normal form.
And it only
So
my
his
beast
normal form
only
would be the
lasts-
non-beast.
Oh, your normal form would be like I said, it might give it hints. It might give it hints.
Just
for that?
me with a few of the scales.
Yeah, exactly. Or the eye shifting or something like that, probably, yeah. So yes, that's what you've got that little monocle for.
Cool.
Apparently, it seems that this note was not for the knoll. As effectively, the note is to some orc chief.
To some orc chief?
Basically, it's some sort of agreement. You're coming in halfway. What it's basically saying is they agree to the terms that this orc chief was asking for, and that they will get him the crown of kings in return for his loyalty to the Emerald Claw. Basically, he's going to get this one crown that this orc wants in return for his clan's loyalty to the claw and to the Emerald Claw and its needs.
Okay.
You do have basically Gilgamesh is the name of the orc clan leader.
Of the clan or the leader?
The leader is Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh.
And Sadly, the 2 orcs in the party aren't available right now. Oh, just because he's an orc, you think us half-orcs happen to know... Well, they both come from Jerome. You're figuring that this clan is like the main spot where orcs and the hobgoblins and all that stuff lead are in Jerome. That's the more inhuman nation out of the nations of the land type of thing. So whatever this crown or clan thing is, they've agreed that basically if they will get the crown to him if he agrees to swear fealty to the order and become one of its strong arms.
I relay that information on our
telepathy to who?
Telepathy thing to really everybody, just being like, okay, everybody that's involved in this mission, not literally everybody, but everybody that's involved in this mission, just like, hey, so this might have something to do with the exchange.
But taking the fact, this was between the Emerald Claw and some orc chief, held by a knoll with some mysterious elf. That's all you know what I mean? Like,
well, but that's why I'm sharing it, because I don't know what the connection is, but like there is some sort of connection somewhere. If there's nothing else in the bag, I'm actually gonna keep the letter as well as the eyeglass.
Mm-hmm. I need you to do perception roll for me.
Perception.
Alrighty. Something's a little off with the box, but you can't place it.
Like I get like this thing, like a
something's off. Something you can't place it, but something's off. Maybe it was a slight rattle sound when you tilted it or something you heard. You're not too sure. Something just wait a second. You don't know what it was, but something's just off. Mm-hmm. If someone else were to give it a good look over, maybe they might notice something.
Yeah, then in that case, I just pass it on to Sparks. I'm like, okay, look, this is... I don't know what's up with this.
Sparks, you're in your zone, and all of a sudden you get this blur as something's held in front of your monocle. It's magnified at 10 times for a few seconds. Whoa! Do you take a look at this box?
Yes.
Perception.
Yeah, perception's not my strong suit. But...
Yeah, it's a box. There's a box. Oh, oh no! This is the best. Sorry, you show him the box. Is there something wrong with this box? Well, poof. Roll a die 4 for me. He's gonna show up in the same room. 4 rounds later, and 24 seconds later, suddenly. Puma, in a sitting position, you fall on your butt because you're next to the gem in the middle of the room. Like you were sitting, now you're boom! And finish your sentence. It's like, nothing I could...
Do I still have the box in my hand?
No.
Okay.
No, you're looking at the... Oh, hold on. No, she was holding it. She said she was holding it by you, so yeah, it's still in her hand. Yeah.
Okay.
I assume we're relatively
used to that. Yeah.
Okay.
It was almost like a,
Well, I was concentrating on building my grapple gun.
Whoa! I broke him.
I would get up and I'll walk over to Vid and say, "Okay, let me take a look at that."
Roll again. If you roll a 1. And you are holding it in your hand right now, right?
Yeah.
Woohoo! There's something rattling inside. meaning there might be a false bottom or something to this box. There's something that sounds like it's rattling. It's nothing heavy or metal-like, but it's kind of a slight sound, so it's something light or something, but that's what that weird noise is.
Can I use my tools to see if I can take the box apart?
Your fingers just become... Yep. Oh, yeah. Yep. Tinker. Just do a tinker roll. Dexterity.
Dexterity. Okay. Let me switch that. All right.
Oh, yeah. False bottom in the box. It's a little chunk of putrid wax in there. It's not a nice red royal wax like the other thing. It's like some sort of nasty ass wax, probably with human fat mixed into it, as it's the little chunks of a broken seal on another note.
Okay. So I'm going to take a look at this other note.
Take the other note, and it is written in Abyssal.
Activate my comprehend language.
It translates. The Grand Queen of this pack is bestowed onto Bonar the respect of his clan to bring this crown to her. That he will be rewarded greatly. And she says that to bring her the crown, and she will reward him greatly. And apparently there is a description of, some spot in Jerome. There is basically a location in Jerome where she believes it is. Which, again, is another... Yeah, so basically, she says, we found this information, the crown is there, get us the crown, and when she's got the crown, he will be made her first. And primary in her herd of men. Harem.
So, Sparks reads it, as he's reading it, he reads it out loud, he's not very charismatic. He's just reading the note and also broadcasting it to, everyone he can. There's a certain someone that he can't broadcast to, but...
Croc, you're just suddenly getting inundated with all this extra information. What? Thank you. Okay, what? Croc? Do you have your headphones on?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he says he's broadcasting, but what all of this is he actually broadcasting?
Oh, what I just said about the note.
Literally reading the note and broadcasting it as he's reading it.
You want to read the note again?
Yeah, basically the queen of the pack effectively has bestowed Bonar with the honor of getting her this crown to bring it back to her, upon which he'll get the title of first, and there's a rough description to where she believes the crown is kept, and that's a spot in Drome.
Okay, so nothing about the previous notes was mentioned.
Vid, you said you announced that, but did you announce that
to everybody?
Okay.
Everybody that's involved in our current mission.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
So Croc would have been included.
So, yes. Okay, so I didn't know that. Except for Tor, he's just casually walking. You're about to walk. What's happening in your world, Tor, is you're about to enter this kind of another slum hole, which looks like it's stuff that's built together, but also some of the broken parts from the towers. You see like a bridge arc and all that. Like they use the scraps from the towers around them to make this facility. You also see some giant brass cog works with the middle wheel broken, so that's the entrance. You have to duck a little bit. You go in through the cog wheel into this kind of shanty building of wood bits and pieces, scraps, and you think there's laundry hanging out off to the left of it too. And I have to admit, sunlight isn't showing up as much because a lot of these towers are blocking and the bridges and the upper areas, so you only got like the god's rays, even though it's like middle of the afternoon. it's still very shadowy and gloomy. I've jokingly said to Renset that we now have to create because he's a quote superhero vigilante that uses shadows and darkness. You're a gloom stalker. I mean, and then we have Rabbit with his character in the Shadow Mark. I mean, we have the vigilante group for the downtown area. Downtown area.
I mean, my stealth isn't the greatest. Like, I mean, because I'm 20 dex, it's a +8. But if I'm in a darkness and anything relies on dark vision to see me, I'm invisible.
Yeah, that is a cool thing. Yeah. Alrighty.
And I can see 90 feet, so.
So that's what you're armed with. The information you've got.
Okay.
And the first note, I can go over that too.
Things I want to, go over that first note.
The first note was effectively to a Gilgamesh, an orc chief, that the Emerald Claw. Now I need.
Okay, stop right there.
Yep, I need to know.
I don't need a history roll.
Yes, you are.
Thank you.
History roll to see if you know the Emerald Claw.
Yes.
Vid did because of her background.
Also.
Okay, I don't know that.
It's an organization. It's some organization.
He would know that I'm not hearing any of this, right?
Yeah, he would.
Because I don't shake my hand with people.
Yeah, because he hasn't shaken your hand, Croc, so you know. I can let you know that the Emerald Claw hasn't been mentioned in any spot of your usual area, like the two people I mentioned earlier.
That's what I needed to know.
Yep, they're not.
Otherwise, I was going to have a very violent reaction to
Croc
hearing that word.
disappears.
Oh, wait, hold on. Did you roll a 1? Yes, you did. All right. So, Tor, you're walking. This is the spot you're supposed to go to. You look. Croc's gone.
Following him.
Oh, you're following him?
He's taking me where I'm supposed to be going.
Yep, and then. Roll a die 4 for me. Keep forgetting. See, you keep forgetting. Roll a die. We've changed it from a die 6 to a die 4 because 4 rounds. Since we're not in combat.
So where do I end up?
So you end up back in the guild hall and
where they are.
Yeah, where they are. Yep.
So
it's like
that's convenient.
You can use the main.
I want to research this Emerald Claw bunch because it sounds like they're getting the key to what's going on here.
When you're done there, just so you are aware, you can use the main crystal to teleport back to me.
Yep, to any person.
So
all of these guys. So
I'm just gonna sit here looking around, wondering where he's gonna come from.
Yeah, that's right, because you show up like a grenade scatter around him. Yeah, earlier, I know he was standing on a bridge,
at some point,
and there was a chance that you could have shown up outside the bridge when you came in. So it's like, oh, someone's going to teleport to my position. I'm standing in the middle of a bridge, guys. So yeah,
because as far as I'm concerned, they're now one of the criminal organizations.
They're what?
I'm considering them one of the criminal organizations, not realizing that they're a little more than that.
Do you ask anything about that?
Well, yeah. He said, pop in, it's like, do you might want to check out this Emerald Claw bunch because it sounds like they're the ones.
Again, I could just picture the nonchalantness of this. Oh, I poop. A few seconds to register what's happened. Oh, that's convenient. I think we should register.
Yeah, you start this conversation in your head, and then it just pop, and you.
Yep.
Oh, and start out loud.
So I would like to relay just like a brief understanding of the Emerald Claw that I have. Yeah.
And that was like what I had mentioned earlier. Basically, that they were originally an elite group of shock troopers, style knights under the crown of Karnath, the Order of the Emerald Claw. But it's been outlawed in Karnath officially.
They're like a bunch of terrorists now, I think.
Yeah.
Now they're whether they operate or not. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like a shadow organization.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who?
So like, I don't think the Gnolls are clever enough for this here. But if they have the crown, they bring it to the orc. They get the orc to swear fealty to the claw, and then they just say, "Okay, now give us back the crown. We're taking it."
Well, meanwhile, what was on the note? The note is apparently the Queen the Queen Noel wants the crown. So whatever this crown is.
Everybody wants it.
Either way, I don't want either of the people who want it to get it.
So how's the gun coming?
It's coming along good. I keep getting interrupted, though.
Where's the main crystal? I gotta head back.
It's the giant glowing thing in the middle of the room.
Yes, that's good.
Alrighty. So, boop, you pop back.
Well, that was unnerving.
Oh, you're back. Are we gonna start going again?
He shows up in front of you and to your left.
We're gonna start going.
Yeah, we should go. Okay. Let's go. We gotta talk to a guy.
Did you get the information you needed?
Passed it on anyway.
You bring any snacks back?
He's not Gorax. Well, you were in the study.
You can bring supplies with you, yes.
I can do that?
Yes.
Oh.
Because the running thing is, if you roll a 1 in combat and it's looking bad, you show up in that room 1 round to get to where the others are, but you could spend more rounds. Hey, do we have any healing potions before I go back to take with me? You know what I mean? We're doing really bad, or Gorax comes in, hey, we need you right now, come with me. You know what I mean? It's like...
We need
No,
reinforcements. Let's go.
I know it works that way. It's just, this is, I figured, his first time ever having that happen to him. What? Oh, hi.
Because we could say you've bonded only recently, because you know what I mean? Like, yeah, exactly, yeah. Though it's been unnerving in the past where you've been perched watching someone, it's morning. What happened? What? Wait. You know what I mean? It's like, it's nighttime, you're studying, the sun's up. What? Something just happened. Alrighty.
Yeah, because if you weren't bonded to the crystal, you just
reappear where you were.
And then reappear where you were.
Yeah. Alrighty, so you are just outside the tavern. Sparks and Vid, you had your little moment there for a bit. Now we're going to go with these guys on theirs as you head into the tavern there, guys. Upon which you just see that there is this burly halfling who is standing at the door. He's got quite the pot belly about him, and he proudly seems to show it as if it's a status symbol. And he's got a blunderbuss kind of resting over his shoulder that has an entire scene of hunters hunting a wild boar going out to the wide barrel of this little blunderbuss that's just sitting there. And he's just chewing on something, and there's a little copper spittoon next to him. Password!
It's nasty.
Ting! And he's got a little bit of the brown goober hanging out the corner of his mouth, because we all know how nasty that... he's chewing the tobacco. Password.
Is this the password? I'm gonna start walking up the wall.
Get yourself off that wall! He's putting the blunderbuss at you.
I'm gonna push off the wall and land back on the floor.
Get! What are you doing walking up walls? What's the password? I'm not letting you in just because you walk up walls. Why did you do that? And how come you didn't fall out of your boots?
Magic.
Ding.
That's nasty.
Huh.
I'm here to talk to Mickey.
He took his nipples off.
Yes, he did. Cat's up to something. Nope.
He's a blunderbuss. I'm not sure that's allowed on stream. I'm not sure you can threaten your viewers with a blunderbuss on stream.
No? Aww. That's his little baby.
It's plastic.
It's not plastic. That part's metal. Genuine metal. With genuine not metal.
Genuine plastic.
It's a theatrical piece. That's it. It's a theatrical piece.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now you know why his camera doesn't work.
Right. And look, you can half cock and double cock it. So that's the whole half cocked phrase comes from. Yep. All right, so... Of course, this is bigger on him because he's a small guy. So, he's like telling you what's the password, and I don't care if you can dance on ceilings. This ain't no halfling circus show.
I'm here to talk to Mickey.
Why are you here to talk to Mickey?
It's none of your business. If you won't let me talk to Mickey, fine, he doesn't get his money and I'll walk away.
And you mean a deception. You have advantage because of the situation. Just the way you worded it suited what we go through his head. No, we don't have to be pissing off the Mickey. Hold on a second. Can I ask who's
I'm the muscle.
Obviously. That can walk up walls. You should keep that as a secret.
I wasn't planning on attacking you, so I didn't need to keep it for.
Well, that's a smart move. But do you also?
I like showing it off. Okay.
Apparently, do you just walk by as these two are talking?
Yep.
All right. Hey.
Oh wait! I have to go with him.
God dang it! Hold on. Carefully. Last time I shut the ceiling. There we go. All right, good. Hey, now Mickey's down by the bar. Stands there, garden. You get in there, and you just see goblins and halflings. Now you realize where that brass entrance you ducked to get in. You think you guys are You think you, Tor, are the tallest person.
I'm walking around going like this.
As the tables, the bar height, and everything. There's goblins here. There is a few kobolds here. There are halflings here. And there's a couple of dwarfs here. You are the tallest thing in the house.
You are the tallest target.
And the other thing is, you're in the smoke layer. There's pipe smoke going on. You know what I mean? And all the smoke's clustering closer to the ceiling, which the ceiling is 8 feet, which is kind of high, but
So if you walked on the ceiling right now, you'd be
I'm
ankles.
6'2".
You're 6'2", 8 feet, 2 feet distance. There are a couple of rafters that hang about the 6 foot mark. So there's a couple of spots where you're going to have to duck under the rafter. And you just see them, and they're all gathered, the biggest cluster of people are gathered around this giant oval table. And on this oval table, illusionary terrain is being cast up, which looks like a bunch of the towers and all that stuff. And you just see these little icons moving really fast over the table. And they're waving these little scripts in their hand. Some of them are just ripping them up in their hands there, and other people, just slapping it around, as they all seem to be around this table going on right now. You also see that there's a bar, and there's a lot of people some of them are putting the scripts down on the bar here, grabbing themselves drinks, all happy. You see others just blotting the tears with the same scripts, and they're just drinking away at the side there. And you also see this one halfling, very voluptuous round lady that's innards are held tight by a corset that causes her upper torso to produce her large bosom into a slightly revealing little velvety top. And she also seems to have boots that go up to her mid-thigh and stitches all up the side of her outfit. And she's sitting there with a long cigarette on a filter, and she's already given you the wink.
You who?
Tor.
Me or... Oh, yeah.
Big tall man.
And at this point,
I'm gonna sit here and shake my head at no to everything in this room.
at this point, you just see one goblin. He seems to be so excited. He starts tugging on the dwarf spear beside him. Yes! You just see the dwarf. Whoa! And his two dwarf buddies are standing up. At this point, you just see another kobold. You see another kobold just pause, and he's got his hand on this little burlap sack that's somehow put over some sort of a box, and then the box shudders a bit, and the kobold's like, no, shh, relax. And there's kind of a shaking inside the cage, the little wooden cage that he's got with him. He's covered over right now. Shh, don't get excited. It's just little antics are going on in this room. So, I need a perception check for you looking for Mickey.
You've just entered the shortest cantina in Mos Eisley.
Oh my God, there we go. We've got jug music going on. There's a couple of half and and then he's got the spoons.
Music over telepathy radio, a bard.
Oh, could you just picture that? That's awesome. What are you listening to right now? I'm listening to Bard MM. What? No, what's no? AM, FM, MM, mental. Wait, no. I know it's getting too technical there, but it's like you listen to Bard. But we got spoons, we got jugs, we got a fry. We got the little drying rack with the spoon. That's just going on at the side. There's our music for you.
I'm just wondering how that doorman would respond to Sparks' gun.
Mm-hmm.
The thunder cannon.
Thunder cannon, ho! Sorry. Okay. So, would you do your perception? Nope, that was your deception for earlier. Do a perception roll there, Croc.
Is that deception I rolled there?
That was from earlier when you were convincing the guy at the door. If you did another roll, it hasn't shown up, so it might have been a...
Apparently it's not showing up. Thought I rolled that. Perception.
Nope, you can't find him. It's too busy in here. There's a lot going on. The early races and stuff.
So close to going poof again.
I'm gonna.
I know.
I'm gonna tap him on the shoulder and say, what does he look like? What are we looking for? I can see over everybody.
Mickey is a halfling with beautiful big mutton chops and curly reddish hair. He's got reddish hair. He's got the mutton chops on the side of him, and he's got a bit of a drinker's nose. So those are distinct features of Mickey.
So I want to look over everyone to try to look.
At disadvantage, but you can make a perception roll. The disadvantage is you don't know exactly who you're looking for. There's a few red-headed halflings here.
Poof.
Oh!
Oof. He's gone.
Oh, he's behind me, looking around. I fear he's still looking.
I'll look. Okay, you just see some female halfling slip off her stool. You just see for a few moments, you see the 2-inch heels, and she kind of falls off.
2-inch heels? Oh my God, that almost doubles her height.
Exactly.
Pator, what are you doing here?
But no, the one halfling that was watching him, she does fall off. You just realize something behind you caused her to fall off her chair. Croc, it's like, and he's not there.
18 seconds later.
This is gonna get interesting.
18 seconds later.
Yep. You're looking around, and then you realize you're looking
into a crystal.
Yeah, it's like, wait
a second.
Oh, hey guys. Tor's here.
I was in a bar looking for a guy.
You were in it. Wow. Good way to start.
I'll be back. And I just touched the crystal and teleport back.
I was in a bar looking for a guy. All right, yeah, it's your own. Yeah, no problem.
I gotta teleport back.
All right, you're gonna teleport back. All righty. Whereabouts are you now, Croc?
I'm still looking around.
You're looking around?
End of the bar, though. End of the bar. Go
End of the bar?
Where Mickey is.
No problem. Are you facing the bar?
Because I know Croc has a thing that makes it not findable.
Tor, you touch it?
Go like this.
Yep.
Guys, there's a problem.
He has to turn it
I
off.
can't go back.
You guys are still in communication with him.
Yeah.
You guys can, I can't.
I sent a message to Croc being like, Tor's here and can't get back to you.
The crystal broke.
You know.
Just seeing you slapping my hand on it.
Whatever it is that you're doing.
Okay, time to try now.
Do it
I just said
Nat,
I haven't been stopping.
Okay, and 7. So you're standing at the bar, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Back into his left.
Back and to your left. Oh, that's good. Because if you actually got the numbers 10, 11, 12, or 1, you'd be standing on the bar in this small environment. And odd, even. All right, you're good.
Now, it won't allow you to reappear in a dangerous position.
No.
Occupied, will it?
No. You will. Well,
It won't let you fuse into something that's already there.
Yeah. But it doesn't.
Dangerous position? Yes, because if you disappear unbound while you're on a ship and you come back, you'll be in the same air position, but not on the ship.
And also, when you teleport, though, it's still a die 12 around. A couple of basically a die 6. If I need to measure the feet, it's a die 6 feet away from you.
Very crowded bars.
Oh yeah, that's why I rolled the 1. Odd, even. Odd, he's okay. Even, he's on somebody's foot, or he's just.
Okay.
So he had a 50-50 chance, and in this place, and he's okay. But yeah.
And I'm just gonna tap him on the shoulder. I'm back. You can go back to whatever you were doing.
Good.
But yeah, I didn't stop trying when they were telling him.
Yeah, it's tap.
And it just worked.
Yep. And you can activate that again if you want, or your call.
Oh, yeah, keep it on.
Yep. All right, you can do another perception check.
I'm asking the bartender.
Oh, bartender. He looks at you. He's seen you in here before.
Looking for Mickey.
Now, are we going to have any problem with your friend?
No, I just want to talk to Mickey.
I know you want to talk to him, but are we going to have problem with your... Oh my gosh, somebody's camera does oh, wait.
Puma disconnecting and reconnecting.
And everyone's back in the right spots.
Well, that's because he was the last one to join last time.
That's true. That's all right.
That's a disconnect.
There you go. Look, I'm kind of confused going, no, this guy, he's not going to cause any problems. I pointed at the guy behind me.
Am I the guy behind you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Tells you that Mickey's in the VIP room in the back. There's a couple of guards there you're going to have to get past peaceful-like.
What's her name? And I point to the little...
Samantha.
Point to it. All right. Go.
It's the only real female kind of here in a ship full of men.
Look around, point at the other guy in drag. That's not a female?
First off, it's got the beard still. It's a dwarf in drag. Nothing wrong with that. Just saying, you might have noticed it.
Don't all female dwarves have beards?
They do.
Not since 3.5. All right.
I didn't know they started shaving back then. Okay.
Don't worry, their legs are still nice and woolly. I heard cleaning the glass.
Don't spit in it.
That's how I'm cleaning.
Oh, God. That's why I keep bringing my own mess kits.
Hey, at least I'm not using a disintegration ray to clean the insides of my glasses out. Just saying.
That would work.
That sounds fun.
There's a bartender I knew that could do that. All right, so
Head up to the...
it was one of his eyes. All right, you go up to the VIP area. You go to the VIP area, you see a goblin that looks like one of those horrible pictures where they photoshopped a kid with Arnold Schwarzenegger's body. You've got this big round goblin face, but not an ounce of body fat on him, and pure muscles, biceps, and everything, and a really cool pair of gauntlets on. And a loincloth. And a two-handed, actually a very big longsword, over his back. And his arms are crossed, flexing. He can't even fit his hands in there. His biceps are so big. He's got to go like this and just caress his biceps as he's
Go walking up, snickering as I walk up, chuckling to myself. Go, stop and go, hey, Samantha's been asking for you.
What? What was
Samantha's been asking for you.
I'm just gonna whisper to Croc. Should I stay back?
No.
He said peacefully.
Yeah. It's fine.
Just
I'm
pauses.
Gonna slide my quiver onto the back instead of on the front like I normally have it.
Wait, hold on. You mean you've had like a hip fanny like pack? That. You have like the fanny pack thing going on with your quiver. Sorry.
Because I just pulled my weapons out of there.
You don't use it like a proper quiver, right? Okay, I didn't realize that. That's just a funny image of your character now.
I have a backpack on, so I have to hang it somewhere.
So in other words, right now, if you were to tumble, you'd probably get a bonus because you're padded on both sides. I'm okay, guys. Oh, my arm. All right. All right. So he just pauses. I need you. Boop-a-doo. Oh, I'll get to you on that one, Vid, because it should exist in 5th edition. If so, it does now. I can make it in my forge, my magic forge. Alrighty. So, what? By the way, was that a tell to me? Because it came up with a really weird icon beside you.
It's probably a tell.
To tell.
There's nothing else going on ours.
Oh, nothing. Oh,
I didn't want to interrupt everything.
Oh, you too late. Apparently. Woo! What's that? That's a cool icon. We'll get you on that. All right. All right. So, I need you to do a deception roll to convince him.
I really gotta learn to get good deception. Thank God it's charisma.
But I do believe you took the other one though. Did you take insight?
Intimidate, yeah.
No, you took insight?
I got insight, though, yeah.
Yeah, so you're not being bullshitted.
Oh, no. I want to be able to read people, right?
Yeah. Okay. Why'd Samantha want to see me?
Wink, wink.
She wants to make you happy.
Wink, wink, nudge.
Ooh, she's probably got some new bodybuilding techniques for me.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, dear God.
He's been working on the wrong muscle. Open the door.
All right, you open the door. At this point, you just see that the guy is sitting there, and it's Mickey, and he's sitting there, and you see 3 of I'm gonna give you a second.
Cats.
Pardon?
No.
3 other halflings.
Oh.
But I just had it a second ago. Library. I had the name. Because I haven't added it to your character sheet yet. But guess who he's talking to? Members of a certain... Bormer clan.
Was it Bormer? How was it pronounced?
Yeah, Bormer. Like the dwarf. It came to mind. Bormer clan. Boromir clan. Yep. Well, it wasn't a dwarf, but...
Well, it wasn't a dwarf.
No, but Boromir clan.
Okay.
That they're the mob type thing, and he's talking to 3 of them. Now, technically, you're a kobold, not in your costume or the kobold voice you use. You're just meek, mild-mannered, glasses-wearing. No, okay, you don't actually have that persona yet, but yet is a question. Vid's going to teach you some techniques on playing different people's roles.
I am very good at that. I convince myself sometimes.
She has to.
Yeah, and if I changed roles, well, the bartender downstairs always sent the different person upstairs.
There is no upstairs.
Especially
this is all ground floor.
We just said it was good. We weren't gonna have a problem with me.
Thing is, you just notice people are looking at you like, what's going on? Mickey's like, oh. The other 2 people are like, who's this? They're just, you recognize them, they don't recognize you. Mickey goes, oh God. Please don't.
Please don't. I just the furniture watched.
He's just waiting for you to start going into your mantra of "You are the darkness" and into the night. And then blah, your wings and dan, 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 dan. He's like, "Oh, not here, not now, please. I just got the place fixed up."
Mickey, I need to talk to you.
I'm kind of in a meeting here. You see them kind of now going. They're now getting a little huffy, going, "Yeah, you know who you're talking to." You know that they got that.
I'm gonna stand behind Croc, going.
All right.
I'm a lot bigger than they are.
Yeah, they don't seem to be intimidated that much with the big folk.
I'm gonna start bringing out my javelin of lightning.
Why has he got a fanny pack on? I don't. Oh my God! Stop, guys! He's pulling out magic items. Ooh, how much more is in there?
Oh God, he's making a target of himself.
Yeah.
So I know who these guys are. Mickey
I
looks
have no idea.
I don't want to cause a fight at this point.
I just see guys being aggressive.
You don't want to fight this moment. All of a sudden, there's that blue-white glow of electricity that just kind of lights up behind you and casts your shadow forward a little bit from behind you. And you can hear the cracklings.
Mickey, it's about that present for your mother. We need to talk.
At this point, the three other halflings ain't dumb. So what's that code for, Mickey? At that point, Mickey, I gotta take this. I'll just be a second. Is this guy more important than us, then?
I'm just gonna look at them. I'm more important. I don't know what's going on, but I'm more important.
At this point, you see that
out loud.
Out loud. It's funny how other players can develop other people's flaws.
Oh, yeah.
At this point, you notice the one guy, he gets himself up. Which
Mickey, I promised the bartender we'd only talk.
Is this guy gonna be a problem? You notice the three halflings. Two of them are very lean, athletic. They could be from the wildlands. So they're hunters or good attack types. The other one is city-born just by his girth. Like, you know what I mean? The ones that come from the dinosaur wilds and all that kind of stuff, they're the lean, athletic guys. And definitely starts with a T. But he's more of the city halfling that seems to be in lead of the group. And he seems to have a little bandolier on him with little pouches all on that bandolier. And you also notice that one of the other guys has something odd on him. On his belt, he seems to have 3 metal balls hanging from some sort of string-like mechanism. And his buddy seems to have a piece of stick on him that's bent.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, there's still like crackling and the whitish blue light coming from behind.
They're all getting themselves in more of a defensive stance at this point. And these guys
haven't said anything to me, so.
Mickey's like, everybody, calm down. You know what? You're waiting a while for your dinner to come. I'll make sure you get dessert at no charge if you just wait a little bit longer. The big guy pauses. What kind of dessert we're talking here? Oh, we're talking multi-layered dessert. All right, guys, sit down. And the other two guys sit down.
Put that away.
At this point, you see in the back, as you're telling him to put it away, you see in a kind of an angry stomping motion, a very angry goblin coming back now.
I'm slowly sliding the javelin back in.
The goblin doesn't seem to care that much for the big tall friend. His eyes have locked onto you, and then you see him put a gauntleted fist into a gauntleted hand, and he seems to just... And he's coming towards you now. But meanwhile, Tor's not aware of this because this guy's storming in behind. So, what do you wish to do with this? But Mickey's going, so, Mickey's unaware of the raging ball of hormones about to hit this area.
Oh, how obvious is that? might work. Yep, it's a verbal command only. Cause fear to him.
Alrighty, what's the saving throw? I'm just adjusting your camera now. You've been half frame for a while. Oh, I moved my head now.
Wisdom DC 15.
DC 15 wisdom on this guy. Okay. 0. Now, this is just
it's just pure frightened.
Just frightened?
Yeah.
He stops and doesn't approach you anymore.
Say, did you talk nice to her?
I didn't talk nice to her. I demanded.
Oh, go talk nice.
Hey! I'm sorry about Samantha. He goes. He just caused this little goblin to go. Sure. All right, Mickey's like, what's going on here?
Second room.
Sorry?
You step into a different room.
Different room? All right, you go into a different room.
I'm going to stand at the door like this.
All right.
I am the bodyguard.
At this point, you just suddenly see Samantha holding the goblin's face into her bosom. There. Alrighty.
So, Mickey, you did a deal with a bunch of gnolls?
They
got papers?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mickey.
Alright, yeah. How do I know that the gnolls you're looking for?
There's only 6 gnolls in this district. They're the ones you dealt with.
Okay, maybe. Mm-hmm. Hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically, if they came to you looking for papers to up above, the rich area, vaults, did you make them? And whose vault are they trying to get into?
I can get you this one for free. I'm just saying, they weren't trying to get in. They actually wanted to put something safe. They actually wanted me to set up a deal to open a bank account. That's what the paperwork was for.
For a crown?
I don't know. It was something they were keeping in a little kind of sooty kind of satchel.
Okay.
But he didn't see the item. They just wanted to get... Do you know what it's like for a gnoll out of nowhere to just show up and ask for a safety box for these dwarfs?
So they wanted a safe deposit box with the dwarves?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he set box? He's pardon? I don't know.
Which box?
He doesn't know. All he did is he set up the deal.
Okay.
And Kundrick, basically DeKundrick, of course that's the last name because that's the house name, but Angus, ladies and gentlemen, Stuart's token dwarf always has to have an Angus in every game. Angus DeKundrick was the one that was looking after that deal. That's
deal.
That we got them on our appointment with him.
Okay. Connection you get with Angus.
Got to glances past your shoulder at that cluster of dwarfs that right now are kind of waving their slips in the air. Somewhat good.
Uh-huh. Alright. So Angus was going to ensure that they get this box with no questions asked after your...
No, I was just setting up an appointment because normally they would have to wait weeks, and then if they've got no sponsor to sponsorship, or they have to have a minimum of 5,000 gold to start up an account.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, their banks are freaking magical too. It's like almost like you go to a different city, go to a bank, and get the stuff you stored in your bank in another city. I mean, that's a phenomenal concept. Half the MMOs out there. Sorry.
Except Star Wars Galaxies.
Oh. Anyway.
All right, so your paperwork only got them the intro. Got the meeting with Angus. It was up to them with Angus in order to make this page.
Does D&D have any...
Don't ask what it is.
Alright, no problem.
He's a troll and so is the other guy.
I see. Oh, I'm missing that. Oh, yeah, right. I got you. I got you going.
Right, so you just basically got the introduction.
Yep.
And passed all the paperwork.
See,
you don't know what it was. Just a box.
Anyone got a sword? Does anyone...
I don't have a sword. Otherwise, they would be gone already.
Puma.
Taking care of it.
Cool.
All right. Savit, did you see a city pack with any amongst those gnolls or not?
No, there wasn't a...
No, I did not.
All right. All right. Did you get any names for these passes? Mickey?
Knoll names? Yeah, one of the... I only could get a couple of them up there.
Guy?
Bonar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a name at least to go with this way.
Yeah.
That's the same name that was in the letter there. The Queen?
Yeah. No, not the Queen. The person that could be the right hand.
That's what I mean. It was the Queen of the pack has bestowed Bonar to retrieve the crown for the location, yada yada yada.
Retrieve it. And they want to store something, though.
Been tasked.
Okay. All right. Looks like we have to talk to Angus or get somebody to talk to him. All right, Mickey. We're good.
Oh, not the squat bomb.
Hey,
Misfire.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
/ unban and then his name.
Squat bomb? Yeah, I banned at the time that Puma banned, and he probably clicked where the other guy clicked, because I was just getting tired of the other guys.
All right. So I apologize to Mickey for interrupting his meeting. Sorry to interrupt your meeting like that. Didn't know you had those guys here.
Squat bomb's okay? Sorry about that. Sorry about we just chat control here. Or you got it, Puma? To get it unbanned?
I sent Puma what needs to be typed in, so.
Okay. Okay, that being said, so let's snap back into the game there. Sorry.
Yep.
So Croc.
So I got the information off and basically did a bunch of did the paperwork, got the pass, got them up there. We got the name Bonar, which we discovered is one of the people with the letter.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Doesn't look like he's gonna get anything else on us, unless he's got numbers. You got information on this Angus, where I can get hold of him.
Again, he casually looks past you to the group of dwarfs playing down there. I couldn't tell you, but he might be close by.
Okay.
Hint, hint. Nudge,
Yep,
nudge,
yep,
wink, wink.
yep. Yeah, but I look at him and say, I look at Mickey and go, but Mickey, I can't just grab him and drag him out of here.
Yeah.
Unless he needs to take a peek really soon.
I can make another dimensional box on the top of a rope.
Nah, you know
Sure, reach down, yank him up into it. Besides, I wouldn't want to ruin your betting match tonight. Today.
All right. But Angus, basically, he's the stout, black-bearded dwarf that's in amongst the other people. He's kind of dressed down in low... Basically, he's kind of dressed...
He's dressed low, but he looks like he's from the towers anyway.
Yep. But he's dressed lowborn type of thing. And the people he's with are bodyguards, but at a quick glance, you would have just guessed he's just a dwarf, you know. Yeah. He doesn't have his regal armored guards and all that stuff around him because he's just down here illegally gambling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So, Mick, I'm going to need one more thing off you. I need the name of one of the guards you're paying off.
Whoa, what makes you think I would be paying off a guard? Meanwhile, in the back room, one of the guards comes in. Morning, Mickey, my usual? Yeah! Pick it up at the bar. Your sandwich I made for you. Full of lettuce.
Good man, Mickey.
All right.
Right. Let's follow that guard out.
Oh, no. There wasn't. I was just saying that. That's happening. Just that. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Here for my usual bribe. Jesus. Okay, no. No, why would I give you that? I mean, why? Then he kind of looks at the other room, looks back to you. All right. McCullen. He gives you a guard's name. He gives you a guard's name. All right. He's just not that important. He's been causing me a bit of problem anyways. He's wanting more money. So there you go. We fix
favor
our
for a favor. Got it.
Exactly. All right. Wait, what do you mean? Let's go. I'm going back to my room.
You go back to your room. I'll go back to the other room.
Good. All right. We're clear on that. And you're not going to be next door, right? At least wait until they're outside of my tavern if you do, please. I mean, that roulette wheel, I'm still trying to replace. It was expensive, okay?
It was rigged.
It was... You fell through the... We didn't even have a skylight until you invented one.
Rotten ceilings. Come on.
I still don't know if you were being really cool and dramatic or the floor just gave out when you were listening in on the conversation. We still are out on that one.
Turn and walk away.
Anyone seen Boondock Saints? The rope moment.
All right, that rope.
All right. So, okay, and so that's it. Do you wish to do anything with the dwarf? Effectively, all that was done was he just set the knolls up with a quick...
Mm-hmm. Nope, the dwarf we can deal with. Meanwhile, I do forward the name. Send
Angus?
it off to... Yeah. Well, no, forward the guard's name.
Oh, the guard's name? Well, you have a guard's name.
Yep.
That's on the take.
That's right. And I don't have the card, though. It has the card.
Well, but the card right now is for the bigger mission. I don't think he gave me multiple cards.
He didn't at first.
Despite my asking.
Yeah, I don't think... No, not at first.
Okay.
But don't worry. I know I did take a good look at the captain. So, like, if I need to get into his office, I probably...
But it was already explained that the entire area is
Warded.
under true sight.
Well, not under truth.
Yeah,
It's got wards and that, but yeah, some of it, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
I could ask somebody to go fetch something from my office.
Ooh.
yeah,
That's a good one. That's a good. Oh, I don't want to run back in, but can you grab me some and just hope that the guy doesn't go into the office and see the guy sitting there?
Oh, I forgot my cards. Can you go get me some more?
Yeah. Excellent.
Right. Yeah. So wander outside.
Mm-hmm.
Let them know we got it. That's what we got off of the fact that he made the. He arranged papers so they could bypass a lot of the time frame to get up there to open up a lockbox, to put something in that fit in a big ashen sack about the size of a pack. And the next connection we have to that is the dwarf named Angus, who's currently bedding in the building behind us. So we can wait for him to leave.
Lugnut, Sparks can make another tinkering roll, intelligence.
Lugnut doesn't run Sparks.
I know that.
Lugnut and Sparks are two.
Puma. That's right. That's absolutely correct. I was testing you.
Apparently it didn't let...
You were thinking about this idea for in-tuning a spell to it, but that'll be later. Your schematic is good to go, and basically it's going to take about 8 hours to complete. Basically, if you'd gotten a good roll in the other one, it could have had a spell that you could embed into it. But at this point, you were thinking too ahead of yourself. You're not really ready to do that yet. But basically, with the 8 hours and a dexterity tinker check, that's for putting it together.
In a way, I already have the ability to embed spells into things.
Yeah.
For one-time use.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that'd be that. So, yep, that was a side note. It is coming to the top of the hour. So, effectively, what we could do here is call it now, and then we can go into whoever can make it. Now, depending how... I've been trying to have this as a backup on Saturdays, but so far, my own personal reasons and all that stuff, it hasn't been the best for these Saturdays. Otherwise, we are looking at continuing next Tuesday, because this game is a concept game for... Because I need the full group together for my Saturday games, and if one of them can't make it, at this point, we can do one of these games, hopefully. Otherwise, next Tuesday, we will continue. Hopefully, everyone can hear. If not, you've sadly poofed and aren't able to make it for the next part, which will be really tough if Vid and VitRabbit can't make it, because then we don't have any elf. We do have a Mark of the Shadow Aberrant, an Aberrant Mark of the Shadow, but I don't think, maybe
That's
some...
the elves couldn't make it. Contact.
I'm just picturing, got like little pouty cobalt lips with like lipstick on. It's got little pointed elf ears on.
Disguise self.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, with a good enough disguise self.
True. You change your race, you just can't change your form.
As long as
you
I'm,
look like an elf.
Yep.
I'm already 6 feet tall.
But do you remember the last time you posed as an elf?
Yeah, I ended up jumping off of.
But do you remember why? Somebody talked to you in Elven? Yeah. You don't speak Elven?
That might be a good reason to
Not.
super metagame link to someone who comprehends languages.
I love this. This is his character.
Good here.
Personally, I'm enjoying all the troubles I'm causing by not being.
I love it. You're a shifter that doesn't want to shift. And it's perfect. It's beautiful. I like it. I do like it. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Again, let's thank everyone. Renset showing up with Croc, the Defender. We didn't get to see his Defender side that much, but definitely next episode.
Did.
Almost in the bar. Yes. And then we've had Elegant Syntax, who played our Bard. Vid, with only one personality.
Yeah, we didn't.
He kept
slightly miffed.
Only slightly miffed. When Puma was too busy working to pay attention to you. And then Tor.
How much attention do you need?
Well,
I'm a bard. All of the attention.
I think the subclass was Diva. No. And then we had Lugnut playing Tor, the Shifter Knot Ranger. And we have Puma playing Sparks, our Warforged Artificer, who was very helpful, but quite busy and interlocked into that. And Renset, there you go. I told you you're probably going to get your grapple gun. Just
Ask for it.
Yep. You know he's going to become
somebody in the group that doesn't want to go adventure. He just wants to build shit.
Oh, what's his?
Specialize in building
What's
guns.
Batman? Felix. He's your Felix.
Felix.
He's the guy that got the Batmobile and the gear and the equipment. Felix Fox. He's your Felix Fox.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great night. And let's advertise Ellie, the main streamer here as well, as I'm pointing where she is on my screen. That's way. There we go. Are you streaming? When are you streaming next, Ellie?
So my next stream is on Thursday. Gonna be continuing Horizon Zero Dawn.
That I enjoyed watching. I said that's the only reason I thought about getting a console. You know what I mean? So that game looks cool. Thursdays are usually my day off. I might be doing something with Elder Scrolls, but I don't know if I'm streaming it or not. But there's a whole event going on. But if you haven't seen that, by the way, Ren says also a good thing to watch. She's playing it, and I enjoy the look of that game. It's like my Transformers meets Zoids meets Dino Hunter, type of thing. It's really cool. And anyways, guys, have a great night. I'm really bad at ending streams, but guess what? This stream is officially, swear to gods, it's coming to an end. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great night, and take care.
Bye.